But Snoop, what's poppin' with you? It's your man Sim, and I got my boy E in the chat, and we about to get into some stuff, man. We got a lot to talk about. Lots been going on the last couple of days, so we got a lot to talk about. And we just gonna jump right into it, man. Glad you guys are here with me. Glad everybody is safe. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get to everything and just break it down. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna start off with this whole thing going on with Nick Cannon. E, what's popping with you, bro?
Man, not much, bro. How you been, man?
Good, man. I've been good. Just looking at everything that's going on, man. We got a lot to talk about. A whole lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, man. World's crazy right now, bro. Well, it's been crazy for the past 3-4 months, man. It's getting
right. It's getting more and more wild. You know what I'm saying? Hey, before I even talk about the world being crazy. Did you hear about this squirrel that was supposedly diagnosed with the bubonic plague?
What?
The bubonic plague. A squirrel in Colorado was diagnosed with the bubonic plague.
I didn't know that drink still exists.
That's what I'm saying. Right? Why the hell does the bubonic plague still exist? And why the hell are they testing squirrels for it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a lot of questions, eh?
I mean, are you just going around? I mean, you just grabbing the squirrels? Hey, we're gonna test this guy for the bubonic plague. Like, how the hell do you find that out?
I think they had him in the lab and he escaped, son. Just like the corona, dog.
So, man, I mean, I was like, what? And then, of course, they're giving you, all the little, the symptoms of the bubonic plague. And the symptoms are like anything else that's out there. Fever, coughing,
COVID.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anything else is out there. They're like, if you have some of these symptoms, go get checked out. They say, what they said, fleas, right? You can catch it from fleas. So if you have a pet, that goes outside and you have squirrels or different kind of animals in your yard or whatever it is, you know what I mean? That joint might have fleas that's transmitting the bubonic plague.
Bro, don't say that. Yeah, I already got anxiety about stuff, bro. It's a squirrel to be hanging out in my mother's backyard now, dog. He just hangs on my mother's deck, dog. He goes there every morning around the same time and just hang out. Now I'm gonna look at this squirrel like he got something now, son. Because now he just made me nervous, bro.
Yo, I got 2 pits. I got a freaking groundhog living under my shed in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, damn, and one of my dogs, every time she runs outside, the first thing she does is run to the shed and looks under the shed, trying to find this damn groundhog. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find the damn groundhog. I'm like, yo, if she comes in contact with it now, that thing might transmit fleas, bring fleas in the house. We got the bubonic plague.
See, dog, yeah, that's how I think too, son. I got big enough issues with anxiety, dog. I don't need more, dog.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Tribro in the building, Guillermo in the building. What's up, fellas? How y'all feeling?
Tony, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I mean, so, Tribro, Guillermo, be careful, man. Do not catch the bubonic plague. All right, we got COVID.
I'm not even believing that crap, bro.
We got COVID. Bubonic. We don't need the bubonic plague. Saying we don't need 2 of them floating around here. Crazy. But anyway, the big news going on right now today is Nick Cannon. Everything going on and happening with Nick Cannon. And I don't know if you guys checked out the entire video. I watched the entire video. I actually watched Cannon's class because he's got a lot of good people on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's actually a really good video. It's a really, really good conversation that they're having. They're having a really good conversation. And I do feel like you see the clip. Everybody's showing the clip. And we're going to break down this thing. But everyone's showing the clip where, he's talking about, white people living in the hills of the Caucasus Mountains. And people with melanated skin, have a connection and those white people living in the hills of the Caucasus are, less because, they don't have the melanin and certain things that helped them to have this instinctive savageness, basically, is what he was saying. And I think people took it out of context because he was not saying that off of his own knowledge or his own, what he thought of, right? His own theories. He was speaking on theories, speaking on other people's theories and what's in other people's books and trying to provide context to the conversation. And I think, people took that clip. And of course, there is some talk. If you listen to the entire interview, there's talk about Jewish people. There's talk about the Illuminati, Freemasons, fraternities, all those things, right? But people, I think, missed the entire context of the conversation. Really, I do. You know what I mean? E, what do you think?
Nah, I'm with you, man. I think they, like you said, they missed the entire context of the conversation, but that's where we live in now. They take little clips of something and they'll run with it. And instead of diving deep and understanding the truth about the matter, then we have this issue. And when we live in the cancel culture, it catches everybody, man. Hey, look, cancel culture has no name, dog. It doesn't matter who you are, man. Anybody can get it, bro. And so, I mean, he was just on the bad end of this one, man.
Yeah. It was really, the conversation was really about the power structure, and not just America, but the world, and how that power structure came to be. You know what I'm saying? So it was, and the discussion dived into the Illuminati and it not being this ghost of a group, and being, a group that considers themselves illuminated, right? Considers themselves to, have the light switched on, so to speak, and have, some knowledge that other people do not have, and then it went into a discussion of, they used the word, both of them, Professor Griff and Nick used the word melanated a lot, of black people, melanated people, having God in them. When you talk about the nation of gods and earth, you talk about, the 5% nation, you always hear people call each other God, and a lot of people don't understand it. I'm not going to go deep into it right now, but they talk about people having God in them, not the big G, but the little G, right? That's the way that they put it. And having God in you, and that black people, melanated people, have God in them, and are or were the illuminated people, right? So, this is the context of the discussion and how these things came about. And I think people really missed it. I really think people missed it.
I'm with you, bro.
And so, I'm going to play some clips, and some of the clips are long, 4 or 5 minutes, a couple of them. And the reason we're going to play it is because I really do want people to hear, those who have not heard the interview, I want you to hear the conversations that were going on and where it came from. And he continuously says, I'm talking about this to provide context. So first one, we're going to start almost from the beginning. Okay. And talk about the, as the conversation really gets going about Professor Griff, Professor Griff, he tells a story, about, how he got kicked out of Public Enemy, right? And it was due to having a conversation and talking about, the media groups that control the narrative here in the country and worldwide. And, he was naming names and talking about this and talking about that. And the person he was doing the interview with, his girlfriend came in, a white Jewish lady, and they started having, a back and forth, about it, a debate. And he said, Chuck D was like, You know what? You said what you said is cool. You know, boom, boom, boom. Then a couple of weeks later, Chuck was like kicking him out the group. You know what I'm saying? Kicking him out the group.
It's called a Daniel Snyder effect.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
They start talking about his money, and Chuck was like, all right, man.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's why the Redskins will be no more.
Exactly.
Will be no more. And then, of course, you know, so they talked about how, you know, boom, Professor Griff was silenced. We know about Farrakhan. Farrakhan had his, you know, he did his speech on July 4th, and it was, you know, taken down from multiple sites. Right. You know, so they were talking about, you know, people getting silenced and why they're getting silenced. And this is, you know, how the conversation came to be. So let's listen to the first part. Then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. I think this is about 4 minutes long. So here we go. And you know what I'm going to do? Let me come back to that because I had it silenced. I had it muted. Let me come back to that. Here we go.
Being silenced on Facebook and other platforms.
Right. Neutralized.
Neutralized.
Right.
Which COINTELPRO is still active to this day. And COINTELPRO, for the young people that don't know, the counterintelligence program. And when you say counter, it's like because we have so much intelligence and information, they want to counter that by destroying us, by neutralizing us, by silencing us. So what we're speaking of today, because they attempted to silence Minister Farrakhan right now, which is COINTELPRO actions and activations, and they did the exact same thing to you. Why? And this is just a question that I have, and even coming from the aspect of if the true children of Israel, if we're speaking of the Jewish community, if we're speaking of the Abrahamic faiths that Islam comes from, that Judaism comes from, that Christianity comes from, all comes from Abraham. And we are all speaking of brotherhood and unity. Why is this division? Why is it such a problem? Why is there so much fear, specifically in the Black community, in the Jewish community? And I'm kind of, this is a leading question, which I want to get to, but why is it such a problem to speak the truth?
I think it's a problem it became a problem for us because of the propaganda machine. But it's more of a problem for them.
Right.
Because they've taken our birthright.
Right. They don't want us to be them. Not
deeper than that. They don't want us to be us. They don't want you wrapping your head. They don't want.
Wow.
Nah, they don't want. Now because you recognize.
Right.
And now they identified you. Oh man, Nick knows.
Right.
Who he is, and then now the flip side of that, you know who they are.
Right. So let's dive into it. Who are they? When we speak of, because this is where it truly is, and when we talk about those the 6 corporations, when we go as deep as the Rothschild, centralized banking, those the 13 families, the bloodlines that control everything, even outside of America. When we talk about the people who, if we were truly the children of Israel, and we're defining who the Jewish people are, because I feel like if we actually can understand that construct, then we can see that there is no hate involved. When we talk about the lies, the deceit, how the fake dollar controls all of this, then maybe we can get to the reason why they wanted to silence you, why they want to silence Minister Farrakhan, and they want to throw that we are having hate speech when it's never hate speech, when it's not. You can't be anti-Semitic when the Semitic, when we are the Semitic people, when we are the same people that who they want to be. That's our birthright.
That's our birthright.
So if that's truly our birthright, there's no hate involved.
It's not.
How did this message get so misconstrued?
When we came back to claim it.
Right.
When we woke up and we came back to claim. If you steal my bicycle when we were 6 years old and you riding around the hood with my bike, and now I'm 12 and I understand.
I want my bike back.
I want my bike back, man. Now you gonna kick up dust.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
And I'm brolic enough to get my bike back.
I know some techniques now. I want my bike back.
Right.
I'm coming to get my bike. You're gonna kick up dust. You might even have enough prowess and cockiness and wherewithal, because you've been riding my bike around. You made connections now,
Right.
and convince other people that that's your
now
bike.
You got a couple of bikes. You got a whole gang. You got a bike gang, and I'm over here walking
right around. So now when I go get my bike back, yeah, you done painted the bike. You done put some new wheels on it. It really don't even look like my bike.
Look like my bike
no
more. Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So now I'm waking up and I'm like, bro, I need my bike back.
Right.
For real.
Right.
When you start hearing songs like Michael Jackson, hike me, kite me, and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Nah, you can't say that.
You can't say that.
When you hear
hate speech.
Puffy talking about getting paid or getting like the Hebrew.
Right.
You understand?
They want to mute the Hebrew.
They want to mute that.
Right.
You understand what I'm
Even
saying?
though we are the true Hebrews.
Exactly. So we can't even tell the truth now.
Right.
Not on record, not on television shows, not on YouTube.
Right. And what is, and again, because, and you know, I talk to my brother, Risa Islam, about this all the time, about certain things to where it's just the lack of understanding.
That's what it is.
Because we're not saying anything hateful. And that's the thing, when they want to put that on the minister, Farrakhan was saying, when even the term white devils or just devils in general.
Right.
But when he was really speaking about the people who devalue our communities and themselves, and that's really where the word devil comes from, and how he's speaking it. But they want to take the sound bites and say this is anti-Semitic, and so how does that occur, and why does that occur? Is that great? Is that spiritual warfare, or is that just truly just us just silencing each other?
That's the psychological, covert, meaning hidden war on the higher infinite power healing our people.
Say that again. Hip hop is
higher infinite power healing our people.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that provides you with some context, and I really do like that higher infinite power healing our people. I do like that. But that provides you some context to the conversation. So when you see that clip, and we're gonna play that clip a little bit later, but we're gonna have a little discussion about this and what we just heard. When you see that clip a little bit later, now provides a little bit more context when you understand what he was saying and you hear what he was saying. All right, who wants to go first? Any of you three, and what you thought about it?
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say I think he was just speaking his truth, and you know, but at the same time, it's like he's treading the line, because it's like your the people, like your bosses, or who you're talking about. So it's like I think he had to like maybe just, you know, mix his words, like say his words differently, and not really be like come off where you're like offending other people that are watching, or like even your bosses or whatever. And that's how he got into trouble. Like he could have just cut that conversation short and just told Professor Griff, like, let's go to another topic or whatever. But he didn't do that.
I think he's stupid. You know, it's not what you say, right? If you are in someone else's arena, if you're in someone else's house, right, you have to go by that person's rules if you want to stay in there. Now, I'm talking about in relation to, you know, the wild and out stuff, because it's not like what he said is not necessarily wrong. I mean, even the president that people hate, he even talked about the Federal Reserve and how Andrew Jackson, you know, he jokes around and says that if Andrew Jackson was alive, the Federal Reserve would not, you know, the Civil War would not exist. And, you know, that's a theory that many people have postulated about the Federal Reserve, blah, blah, blah. So it's not as if what Nick Cannon was saying was wrong, but it's the way you go about certain things. Now, remember, Professor Griff is basically him and Farrakhan. Remember, Arsenio Hall got canceled because of Farrakhan. When he brought Farrakhan on, they cut Arsenio's shows off. Arsenio Hall's show off. So the thing about it is not necessarily what he's saying is necessarily wrong, right? And it doesn't matter about context. We've seen time and time again, when you play in a certain arena, especially in Hollywood, in the media, if you say certain things or do certain things, you're going to lose sponsors, you're going to be ostracized. And it seems like from his actions with the whole Wild 'N Out thing, how he's saying, oh, Viacom better give me back. It's like, bro, if you're expecting this stuff and you're going through this and you're expecting stuff is one thing, but it seems like as if you're surprised or like you're taking it back. And it's like, bro, you got to know the rules of the game. So it's not necessarily what he said was wrong at all, but it's how you go about it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
let
and
me
he talks all this woke stuff too. I mean, come on, bro. You have no offense. You have a white wife. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you can't be for your people and have a white wife, but I think when you go a certain hyper level, he's wearing these head do's, and he's on this woke trail. And I've heard him say many times, "There's like, oh man, white girls, you could just bum white girls." It's like, well, okay, so are you real? Are you this wokey woke, or are you just like playing? Like, what I mean? Are you playing the whole woke field to make more money because it's hot now and all that stuff? You know what I mean? So I just when I hear him talk. He's like one of these guys. He talks in certain truths, but I don't know if he actually lives it. Now everybody's woke. It's profitable to be woke. So I don't know. It's weird to me.
No, I think he's been consistent for the past few years when it comes to so-called being woke. I don't think it didn't just start now. It like the past 6 months or nothing like that. He's been pretty consistent for the most part.
And when has woke started to get hot? For the past few years, it's been pretty hot. Nick Cannon Nick Cannon wasn't doing this when he first came out. He wasn't doing this when he was with not Disney, Nickelodeon. Obviously he's a kid. You know what I mean? But again, it is popular to push this stuff. And the reason why I say that too is because you cannot, if you're talking about the Federal Reserve, you're talking about fiat currency, you're talking about all this stuff that, you're talking about the original Jews and stuff, and then you're surprised that you got canceled by Viacom. That means that you're not truly educated, or you're not really in this stuff, because all the woke stuff, the real stuff you're talking about, you get canceled for that stuff. And you're supposed to expect that, like, all right, I know I'm going to get canceled. I'm going to talk about it anyway because I'm going to live my truth. But you're talking about Viacom.
But maybe he did, because they wanted him to apologize. I'm pretty sure they told him, if you don't apologize, this is what might happen. And he didn't apologize.
No, he did apologize. Huh? He did. He came out and he said, yes. He came out and said.
On Facebook, he apologized?
No, not on Facebook. No, he came out after that, I think. But he definitely apologized, said to any of the Jewish people that may offend, blah, blah. He definitely came out with a second one.
What I read and is where he said, he had, a whole explanation, but said, the words, I'm sorry, they canceled me because I'm not going to say the words, I'm sorry. Listen, I don't know. People can say whatever. I feel like he said what he wanted to say, regardless of the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, he's a person that has the money that can deal with it.
I would say
that's not true, my bad.
He took a risk. He took a risk by just having Griff on the show, to be honest. Like, we know, like you say, Griff got a track record. Like Farrakhan got a track record, so he knew what he was. I think he knew what he was getting into. I don't think he didn't go in it. He didn't go in it blind.
But dogs, if he went into this, why is he complaining about the Wild 'N Out deal? Because if you're going into this, right? If I know that my ducks are in a row in terms of ownership of Wild 'N Out, and I go into a situation to speak all this stuff, right? I go with Professor Griff. I talk about Farrakhan. I'm talking about all these crazy. No, I'm gonna say crazy because there's some truth to some of the things, many of the things you're saying. So if you're going to these things and you will not be complaining about Wild 'N Out and saying, I demand Viacom give me ownership. That means if you're going into this stuff, you'd be like, well, I knew I was going to lose it. Screw it. I don't give a damn. Like that's not his tone. His tone is like, damn, I want Wild 'N Out ownership. So he obviously went into this thinking he was going to get away with it. Because remember, and to put like this, I'll give him credit because he turned down the America's Got Talent, those stupid dancing shows, whatever that show is.
Same thing. It's America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Oh, it's America's Got Talent. I'm sorry. I thought it was Dancing with Talent or something like that. Whatever. He let that go, but Wild 'N Out, I think, was his baby. And it seems like he went into this like, all right, I'm going to get away with this. They ain't going to take that away from me. And it's like, bro, you didn't even have ownership of this or nothing. And he's coming out, he's complaining. So I don't think that he was ready for all this.
Let me ask you this. Is Cannon's class even part of Viacom?
Nah,
I don't think so.
That's his own thing. That's his own thing.
Don't matter, son.
Right? That's his own thing. Just like this here is my own thing. Right? Mm-hmm. That's his own thing. And he said, it's not like he went on Wild 'N Out and said it.
Doesn't matter.
Right?
Sam,
he said it on his own thing. You know what I mean? And whether or not, and if he said it on his own platform, and then they're going to ask him to apologize for saying something on his own platform, and if he says, you know what, I'm not going to apologize because this is what I spoke. This is, this is what I wanted to say.
But I gotta stop you right there, Sim. That's the same thing that happened to Jamel Hill. Like when she did all them tweets or whatever.
Yeah,
she didn't do it on the ESPN platform.
That's
it's
true.
her personal Twitter.
That's true.
But at the end of the day, you always representing so-called the company at all times. So
right. That's
true.
I
mean, I get it. I get it. But
and go back to Nick Cannon. He lost the Dancing with Stars gig because of the comedy special. Or whatever that stupid show is. I'm sorry, man. Dancing with Talent, whatever. America's Got Talent. He did that, but he got fired from it because of the comedy special he did. And that comedy special wasn't on NBC. But again, you're going from it from like, yo, the world is good. You're going from like, yo, man, like virtuous meritocracy.
No. What I'm going into it. I'm going into it saying that I feel it was wrong
for him to get fired, right?
That's what I'm going
for him to lose the show. Yeah, I agree.
But it was wrong because things were really taken out of context. Let's continue. Let's listen to a little bit more. I got 2 more clips that I want to listen to. All right, and I feel it was really wrong. But we'll get into the further discussion and talk about the whole business stuff with Wild and Out.
So do we got to mute? Do you hear anything in the back? Do we got to mute? I'll just mute.
No, I'm gonna mute you up here, so you'll be good.
All right.
All right. So this is the clip that you see everywhere and that you're hearing everywhere. So remember, we gave you some context on where the conversation came from. Right? You got that context. Now let's listen to the clip that you hear all the time. Here we go.
We talk about the power of melanated people. When we talk about who we really are as guys and understanding that our melanin is so powerful and it connects us in a way that the reason why they fear black, the reason why they fear is because the lack that they have of it. So then when you see what, Dr. Francis C. Welsing talked about is that fear in that
just genetic annihilation
efficiency of when you have a person that has the lack of pigment, the lack of melanin, that they know that they will be annihilated. So therefore, however they got the power, they have the lack of compassion. That melanin comes with compassion. Melanin comes with soul. That we call it soul. We soul brothers and sisters. That's the melanin that connects us. So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully, are a little less, and where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have the compassion or the when they were sent to the mountains of Caucasus, when they didn't have the power of the sun, that the sun then started to deteriorate them. So then they're acting out of fear, they're acting out of low self-esteem, they're acting out of a deficiency. So therefore, the only way that they can act is evil. The only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and
fight or flight,
in order to survive.
Exactly.
So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the melanated people.
Right.
They had to be savages. They had to be barbaric. Because they're in these Nordic mountains. They're in these rough, torrential environments. So they're acting as animals.
Right.
So they're the ones that are actually closer to animals. They're the ones that are actually the true savages. And then they built up such this I don't want to say warrior, but they built up such this conquering barbaric mentality that they're coming out of Europe. They then said, in order for us to survive, we have to take what's not ours. And then they went into the land that actually where we all originated. And instead of trying to make friends, they said, we want what you got. Because there's this mentality of whether it's the Caesars or even that we have to conquer.
Right.
So I say all that to say the context. And when we speak of whether it's Jewish people, white people, Europeans, the Illuminati, they were doing that as survival tactics to stay on this planet.
Right, because
we never had to do that.
Right, because they've learned when they circumnavigated the globe and they ran into these islands and these places, and we were already there to greet them.
Right. With open arms.
teaching them, but then
they were deficient.
They were deficient, so they wanted to get what they thought we had, and we did have it. So the rape took place of the woman. The theft took place of the natural resources.
And then that's when their disease,
exactly,
that's where their mentality, because I'm trying to get to that place of how they were able to get control over the gods. How they were able to get control over their
once they
people.
learned that, though, and now they raped and impregnated, left and came back, and they saw the child lighter, they said, wow, that's when they learned genetics. Genetic annihilation. So now you have to set up a system of white supremacy to control that.
Right.
So now we have 13 families here, Illuminati that's manipulating and controlling. Subgroups. Now we got to set up organizations.
Coming out of Europe.
You understand what I'm saying? And for that same system, now you're talking about survival. What you just laid out. Now it's fight or flight. Now we have to set up these systems in order to survive.
Right.
But listen, not just survive to get some damn some hamburger buns and some cheese. I'm talking about on a genetic level.
On the genetic, because they will, and that's even from the white nationalists to the white supremacy mentalities to Donald Trump himself wanting to build walls.
Right.
They're trying to keep their what they consider purity.
Exactly, on a subconscious
trying to
level.
stay alive.
Because sometimes they don't know why they acting out.
It's just been proven. Was National Geographic just put it out by 2050? Every person will be a person of color
in a minute.
They saying that's as soon as 2050.
So let me ask you something. So what is the subconsciousness saying? What's the fear? The subconscious said, "I gotta survive."
Right.
What do I have to do?
And that's what it's been from the beginning with the
how do you do that
people.
How do you do that and show love? I gotta take natural resources because I may not be here in a minute. I gotta bomb these people back to the Stone Age because I'm not gonna be here in a minute because I gotta be able to dominate.
War was created.
Exactly, and control and dominate people. I have to survive on this planet.
Right.
You understand?
And see, at that point there, right? I feel like he's really talking about the teachings and the theories of Dr. Francis Welsing of the Nation of Islam, right? If you know about the Nation of Islam, right, and the teachings of Jacob, right, and if you don't, then go do some studying. But I'll tell you real quick. He was a black scientist. He lived about 6,000 years ago, right? And he's attributed by the Nation of Islam of creating the white race, all right, through like selective breeding, those type of things. All right, now in the Bible, Jacob is, synonymous, I guess, with Jacob, right? And then the story, is, that he sent, he sent these people to the Caucasus Mountains, and then there you have what you heard Nick Cannon just describe. Okay, so he's taking something from kind of, and you heard him mention Farrakhan, you heard him mention Dr. Welsing, and saying what he's read from. I'm assuming what he's read, from their teachings and their theories. To put it into context as to how did, if we were the original people, how did we lose and where did we lose that power? Right? That is the context of the conversation. You know what I mean? That is the context of the conversation. And, I don't know. E, go ahead. You gotta not laugh. You gotta smile. Go ahead, man.
Nah, it's just funny, man. I understood everything they were talking about. I got it. But like you said, he ruffled feathers, man. And when you go down that road, man, and you start speaking some realness and some truth to it, I mean, it's like damn you do, damn you don't, man.
Yeah.
You don't know what's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. But hey, look, and then I think too, man. I think he got too comfortable, man. Because He got too comfortable. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I said it when it first happened. I was like, I've been waiting for this day to come. I knew it was gonna happen eventually. I knew it was gonna happen eventually because he been on it. Like I be watching the Cannon's class.
Yeah.
He be having some real stuff on there, man. Like
I know.
I actually posted a couple of the clips that he had on there on my personal drink because he had like a couple of weeks ago he had a meme when I forgot the guy's name. I forgot, but he had a good one. And but yeah, so I like you said, it wasn't I don't see too much wrong with what he said, but at the end of the day, hey, look, he got too comfortable, man. And hey, look, you getting paid by them peoples, man.
Yo,
you doing business with them.
It's something, man. And what's ironic is that the power structure that they're talking about and the silencing that they're talking about,
it happened.
It happened. You know what I'm saying? It happened. It happened. You know what I mean? That's what's crazy about it. You know what I mean? You know, so there you go, man. But that really is the context of it. And I've seen multiple people on YouTube and all this kind of stuff just say, just blatantly say, he's stupid for spitting out racist remarks and things like that. And I mean,
and I knew where he was going with it. I knew what he was trying to say. And also, I mean, I think they equated. I think another thing that happened was they felt like he was talking about like I think white people now. I think he was referring them to in the past, whatever, like Vikings and all that kind of stuff. So
I don't think it's white people, bro. I think it's because he mentioned Jews. Right.
The
funny thing is that what he was talking about with white people, I heard a white comedian. I'm not sure if it was Colin Quinn or somebody, because I used to listen to a lot of Patrice O'Neal, and the white comedian was talking about how, the reason why Africa is the way it is, or what the way it was, because you guys have beautiful weather, all the food, you could pluck it, eat it, do blah blah. And in England or in Europe, it was just plagued with famine, terrible land, terrible weather, lack of food. And so what he said about white people, especially if it goes on to white people on the right, like conservatives or whatever, they don't mind. But once you mention Jews, remember, anybody who mentions Jews, Rihanna mentioned Jews, had to take that. When she put up Free Palestine, had to take that down. When Jay-Z mentioned, I forgot what song it was. And it was an old song, I remember. No. It was a recent song, right? Where he had to take it down.
Yeah, 444.
Yeah, you can't even compliment Jews. I forgot who said it was like stacking money. Not the Diddy one you guys were talking about, but it was somebody who said something like,
I know, I got that Jewish money, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, like you can. So the thing about it, and if you actually do the history about like the Ashkenazi, or how you pronounce it, whatever, and you actually break down, if you actually like read the Bible, read these scriptures or these texts, and you break it down, you literally have Jewish people telling you, I'm Jewish because of my religion, not necessarily because of. So that means, okay, by blood, then you're not really the people. Like you literally have conversations with Jewish people, but if you say that, you're going to get canceled. So the better thing for him it would have been better for him to have like a round table. But even then, it doesn't matter. The people who control the industry are not going to allow you to say so. You can talk about the N-word. You can say, I hate Republican white people. You can say white people are panders, blah, blah. Once you mention the people up top, because again, how did Professor Griff break off with Chuck D? Leo Cohen was the one who brought Chuck D to Israel. Why the hell would you bring a dude to Israel unless you're not there to basically indoctrinate him and put pressure on him? So that goes to tell you, because think about it, Chuck D and Professor Griff are more hip hop than Leo Cohen. Why does a guy like Leo Cohen have that pull outside the whole money? Because they run the industry. So I'm not even saying a bad thing. I'm not trying to get you in trouble, but you cannot talk about certain people or you get kicked. Okay, you can't talk about certain people unless you get kicked off. And the thing I'm mad about Nick Cannon is that I wish he would have put his energy into saying, all right, I know I can't probably say this stuff, even though I might have a message that might enlighten people. Even if they don't agree with me, try to enlighten people. Let me do this. Let me try to find a way to fund and push more black businesses so they can be the sponsors. That's all it is, Sim. All it is. You don't get paid by Viacom. You get paid by the advertisers. Yeah, right? Exactly, and we need black advertisers to promote people who are going to speak that message. Because think about it, Sim, the only narrative that black people in this country have that can be brought out online or talked about in the media is what? The slave narrative, right? Mm-hmm. Despite the fact that when you look at it, a lot of black people are mixed. A lot of black people are not slaves. So we can't even teach our own history unless it's a slave narrative. So Nick, he just had to be a lot smarter than the way he went about it. I think he went through maybe a woke epiphany, saw some good videos and just like, nah, I gotta talk about it. You can feel that way, and I don't disagree with the way you feel, but
I think it just came out with, through the conversation with Professor Griff. I mean, you got Professor Griff on. It's because if you watch the show, a lot of times, obviously there's some things, he has some points and some notes, but I think it just came out as part of the conversation, and obviously he directed it a little bit that way as well. I don't know, man.
I gotta think 3-4 steps ahead, Sam. Even if you're gonna have Professor Griff,
I hear you. I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I hear you. You're right. You got to think ahead, and you got to think about what's being said and what's happening. The whole thing with wilding out. Look, let's put it like this. Bottom line, if it's in the contract that Viacom owns wilding out, I don't know what the contract situation is like, but if he didn't own it and Viacom owns it, it's a wrap. There's nothing else you can do with it.
Yeah, it's a done deal.
It's
man.
a done deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Someone put a they put like a picture of Ryan Seacrest as a new person.
And the funny, I saw people talking about, he can bring it to BET. I'm like, no, he can't bring it to BET.
That's owned by Viacom, right? That's owned by Viacom. What they talking about?
And that's crazy too.
Yeah, I know.
Black entertainment television.
Owned by Viacom. Now,
is there a way he could kind of maybe do like, now you can't do it with COVID? Because I was thinking maybe because they were doing tours basically, right? For a little like a season or two ago.
Yeah.
But now because of COVID, I mean,
only thing he could do is create another one and put it on Netflix.
So can I just say something about Chef and NYK? He said this conversation had to be had. Chef, the thing about us black people is that we like to, when we talk about, we're the only people that everybody knows our plight and our so-called struggle and like how we're trying to get out of it, right? What we have to start doing is having these conversations in private, away from everybody else. You know what I mean? We cannot, again, we have this, and everybody's always involved in our so-called struggle. Everybody's always involved in our narrative, right? We need to stop being boisterous, or I don't say boastful, but being so, we got to talk about it on like this big show and break it down and blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, if you have a family, whatever your friends and family, go and educate each other. Tell each other, hey, go read this book, blah, blah, and build with each other. Because they're going to get people to shut it down. Anybody who tries to enlighten people, black people, about themselves, they usually get murked. Malcolm X, murked. Fred Hampton, murked. I mean,
it's the age old saying what Patrice O'Neal said, man. Anybody try to bring peace, he's like, nigga, they killed Jesus.
He said they killed Martin Luther, the one without the king.
Yeah, the real Martin Luther. Hey, look, man. Hey, trying to bring people together is a rap, bro.
Yeah, true. You gotta be smart, black, because
we talk about the power of melanated
people, man. Whenever we put stuff together, bro. Whenever you see the smart, like we are, like they're scared of awakening that beast. So we got to be smart in how we move. And I just feel like Nick Cannon should have went another route to get sponsors, man, because Nick Cannon has that voice. People respect Nick Cannon, bro.
Yeah, he got a movement, man. He got people get behind him.
Yeah, you gotta move smart. And all those people wild now. Only one person said, I'm all about the money. But everybody was riding with Nick because all I've heard about Nick Cannon, even though he has some bad wild out chicks that people would be saying, he's probably getting with. But everybody says that they swear by him in terms of his business practices. The women he treats the men equal. He's a good dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now they're gonna say he smoked crack.
Diddy, P Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, whatever. He sent the tweet to him. He said Nick Cannon, come home to Revolt TV. It's truly black owned. We got your back. Love you and what you have done for the culture. Love you and what you've done for the culture. We are for our people first. For us, by us. Let's go.
No.
I don't know.
They shot my man Diddy down.
No, P. Diddy does black people worse than some of these white Jews executives. Hell no. He'll pay Nick Cannon and freaking Sean John for lawsuits. Hell no. Nah, get out of here with that crap. P. Diddy. And P. Diddy's not even, Revolt's not black owned. Like, what are you talking about? He's just the face of it. You know what I mean? And even look at Drink Champs. Look how much of I won't call it, I'm not going to use the word coon, but we talked about the Lamar Odom stuff. And I feel like You know what I mean?
That was a weird interview, man.
That's what I'm saying. You had a whole. You talk about pro-black this and that. P. Diddy should have said, nah, we ain't gonna air that episode where you're basically, taking advantage of a black guy who's going through his issues, blah blah. But they promote that stuff, and it's not even as good of a show anymore. So nah. I mean, Nick Cannon needs to find, you said, maybe Netflix or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, who else is backing? From what I understand, it's owned by Diddy.
Right. From what I know,
Revolt TV.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, obviously,
but also part of this is not even who's owning this, it's the advertisers.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously the ads, but Hey,
it was weird? Like I was looking at, I like Tidal, right? So, but I was looking at the staff from Tidal, and I saw Jay-Z with it was hilarious though. Like he was talking about all these, all these, us being empowered and stuff. But then I saw the staff at Tidal, it's like mad white people.
I looked at it too. I was like, what is this? Come on, man.
Come on, bro. We don't own the stuff, man. Sad,
what is this? I don't know. With Revolt, I guess, from what I understand, Diddy he owns it. That's his thing. That's his network. You know what I mean?
Hey, man. Hey, I wish Nick the best, man. Hey, if he do it, look, I wish him the best, man. Hey, look, I do. I wish him. But if whatever he do, man. Hey, look, I support it. I fool with him, man. I like what he doing, man. I like his moves, man.
Okay. Let me get to a phone call here. Call you live on the front stoop. What's popping?
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Hey,
this is Marco Polo Vision.
Hey, Marco, what's going on with you, brother? How you feeling?
What's up, brother? I appreciate you guys having this conversation. Very powerful situation going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Guillermo looking smart with his glasses on, so I'm ready to debate.
I didn't even say, I'm not even doing nothing today. Whatever. Mark was just kicking on me, man.
Nice. First, I think that Nick Cannon is 100% right in everything he's saying. Did all the people on the panel collectively watch the whole podcast?
I watched the entire thing.
I did. Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
So, if we're woke, you know what I'm saying? We should be 100% of agreement of what the truth is, you know what I'm saying? Which is what he was saying, the history of what's going on. He didn't make up history, but he's the token Negro for Viacom. That's not his character. It's come out lately that he's a progressive black man publicly, because now he's more outspoken than he ever was. And he just probably doesn't have the power or the influence that he thought he had within that organization of Viacom being the biggest, just conglomerate of entertainment that's run by Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? That's like that's like me going into my workplace and being like, yeah, I fuck with Adolf Hitler. You know what I'm saying? And I know my fucking boss is Jewish. Like, it's certain shit that you can't say. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that it's even like I never agree with Guillermo. But I said it first, but then he said it. So it's like you can't have certain conversations publicly. You know what I'm saying? If you want to survive in the game that you're playing as that character that he's portraying himself to be, which is a harmless, non-aggressive Negro, which now, he has a podcast. He's like pro-black. He's like outspokenly pro-black, and they just not going to have that. I don't agree with it, but when I saw it, you have Professor Griff. He already got blackballed before. He's already like a pariah. They've been trying to kill him. You heard him. He said they tried to poison me to burn my house. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't really have nothing to lose. So, he has not saying he doesn't have anything to lose, but he's at a lower level where he could control his own destiny, and he's selling his own books, and he doesn't rely on big platforms. So, yeah, he'll come on a platform, and then he'll get Nick Cannon to try to out-woke him. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I know this, and I know that, and I know this. And then at the end, Nick Cannon gets fired, and fucking Professor Griff goes back to doing the same shit he was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I feel you. You know what I mean? I mean, E, you said that this interview happened a year ago?
Yeah, from what I saw, they said it took place last year. and he just put it out. He just put it out now. Which
you know what? I thought that he did that purposely because of the time that we're in. Mm-hmm. And that's even more funny that it was a year ago, because then that means he knows he shouldn't have put it out.
Hey,
right?
And that's what I thought about that too. I thought about that too.
He did not play this out well.
Yeah, he must have thought about it. That's why he held on it for so long.
He let the woke wave.
He said it on multiple parts. If you listen to the whole podcast in multiple parts, you can hear him gulping. You can hear him being like, "Oh, this is gonna go viral," or "This conversation, we shouldn't have it." And a lot of times he stopped himself and changed his train of thought to kind of be less aggressive with his truth, which is the ultimate truth. I don't think he was being like racist, or it's just like you can't tell a Jewish person, black people are the real Jews. Then you turn into the fucking Hebrew Israelite from Times Square, and you got to quote the Bible all day. You got to debate it. Nobody's gonna agree to that, open-handedly. His bosses, the people he represents, the people. It's like he knows these. And at the same time, for him being woke, right? He's like a character of being woke because he's also just down with this shit. You know what I'm saying? So. It's like dancing with the devil, and then now you're like, yo, these niggas is devils, but you're signed to them. You're like, yo, they stole my show, but you signed some kind of deal that gave them the rights over your show. So you willingly, like a lot of artists do, they give up their freedom for the high publicity, for the just the popularity and the fame. And in reality, they know who they're dealing with. They know what they should and shouldn't say to be kept on that platform. So I'm not co-signing the white shit at all. Like, yo, get this black man off the shit telling the truth, because that's what I stand for. But that's why I don't work for Viacom. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I feel you. I guess we'll see where he goes from here with it. What he does from here. Can
we give Marco Polo Vision some congrats for finally saying something of use on the show? Just,
Fuck out of here, bro.
I'm only messing with you, Mark. I'm only messing with you.
Nah, it's all good. You got your glasses on, so I'm going to support you today.
I'm also blind, bro. I need these glasses.
Right? Hopefully on Friday you'll have your glasses on when you're critiquing people.
Oh, come on. All right. This guy got shots, man.
Hey, Marco,
Tim, I emailed you. Hopefully we could do this sometime soon. I'm not sure if you got my email, but I'm down. So just let me know if you didn't get my email. I'll email you again.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Just been a lot of meetings and all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna make sure I definitely email you back. So make sure you get on for Friday. So.
Oh, that's a lot, bro. Yeah, Thank you for the platform again. You guys are doing a great job besides Guillermo. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Salute, bro.
All right, appreciate it, bro. Get to another call here. Caller, you live. What's popping, man? You're on the front stoop.
Hey, what's going on, brother? I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the conversation and having a dialogue. I was just trying to figure out what's going on right now with so many people allowing the distraction of the Deshaun Jackson and the Nick Cannon situation to take away from the momentum of shining the light on what's actually happened then to people that's called the so-called American Negro, as Islam used to say, Nation of Islam used to say. And all them representations, as I look at y'all beautiful young faces, I am an elder, Chad, Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, all these beautiful, strong black men. I think we need to focus more on not allowing it, even though it's a hot button topic right now, to not allow the ones who stole. That's a bad thing. I think that's what Nick did. My name is Levi Sanders, a name that comes from like 4 or 5 African Methodist Episcopal ministers. I recognize where my name comes from, original Hebrews. What I need y'all to do is unite these nations and not allow the media to give you the hot topic button to say Nick did something bad. Nick is in a position of power, one of the few, like the brother who paid for the student loans, for the babies at the college. And we need to embrace that right now, because what they want is this distraction. They want this distraction to divide us like they always have. This is the time and the momentum of all the things I've seen in my life. This is more of the time than it ever has been. But if we lose the momentum by allowing the ones that came in and charged us these ridiculous interest rates during Jim Crow, and they look like the good ones, only to say, whenever we did get our money, we got to stay sharecroppers. Don't let that distract you. I know y'all doing media stuff. There was nothing wrong. It was all factual what he said. So I need y'all, as I look at y'all beautiful young faces, even though one of them got gray on it. I am an elder, and I'm telling y'all, man, y'all stick together on this. Don't allow them to do this. Don't allow them to change the narrative where we need to go. And I know y'all got it. I can see it in the wrinkle of each one of y'all's ancestors' face. And we've been waiting on you. We've been waiting on you. We're just getting a little too old to get out there with them Panther guns. So God bless y'all. I love y'all, man. Y'all keep on keeping on. Hotel.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. And,
I appreciate y'all, man. I just stumbled up on it, man. I'm gonna check you out.
All right, yeah. Keep checking. And matter of fact, if you want, go back and look at some of the other videos we've done.
Yeah, I think I will.
You know, we got some videos that's
a few days and a few months. Yeah, I think I will. I'm getting real introduced to the YouTube generation.
Okay.
This new media.
Yeah, well,
hey, God bless y'all, man.
I appreciate you, man. And look, but look, you know, we got a lot of stuff that talks about, you know, rising up from oppression. So, you know, just go back and check it out.
Oh wow, yeah,
a lot of stuff. So, you know, while we talk about this, you know, we have a lot of conversations about upliftment, economic empowerment, controlling our own neighborhoods, controlling our own fate, controlling our own destiny.
Definitely.
You know, we have a lot of conversations about it. So, you know, go back and check it out.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, man, you know, I like all the different personalities. I like the way y'all got different perspectives. It reminds me of the continent of Africa, Pan-Africanism. You know, shoot, if you just want to say north, south, east, west, in America, you know, all of them coming together. You know, that's how all them kings sit together. It's time.
That's it. Hey, Levi, I appreciate your call, man. Appreciate your call.
No problem, brother. Thanks. Hotel.
All right, fellas. Well, Nick Cannon, man. I don't know. We'll see where he goes. We'll see where he goes from there. You know, he might go full out Colin Kaepernick on us. We don't know.
He might drop another album. Oof.
He might drop another album.
I hope not. I mean, hey, look, I'll support everything except his music. We can just move past the music. I'm cool with everything. Everything else is cool, but just not the music, bro. Like I'm all right. I'm good on that one, man.
Yeah. Anyway.
Now you can silence that shit.
Anyway, just a quick blip before we move on to anything else. Kanye West actually filed paperwork to officially run for president. He actually filed the paperwork to do it.
So he did. I thought he ran. I thought he dropped out already.
Yeah, he already did. Yeah, he did drop out.
He dropped out already.
Where is that?
He already dropped. I saw. I'll send a link.
Yeah,
because
I think he just did it today. I think.
Yeah.
At 5:40 p.m., this is the Oklahoma State Board of Elections, the Oklahoma State Election Board. All right, this was at 5:40 p.m. today. It said independent presidential candidate Kanye West has qualified for the general election ballot in Oklahoma. Today is Oklahoma's deadline for independent and unrecognized party presidential candidates to file statements of candidacy with their petitions or filing fee. All right. It says Kanye
and literally
West
from his advisor, he's out. West advisor Steve Kramer told the Intelligencer.
Yeah, but it wasn't confirmed. I read that, but it wasn't confirmed by Kanye West. So it says a West representative filed paperwork in Oklahoma on Wednesday, which is today, to qualify him to run as an independent on the November ballot, according to a spokeswoman for the state's election board. She says West paid the required $35,000 filing fee and also submitted a statement of candidacy. Wednesday was the last day for candidates to file in Oklahoma in order to appear on November's ballot there. Separately, on Wednesday, West's team appears to have filed a statement of organization with the Federal Election Commission designating his principal campaign committee as Kanye 2020. The form, reviewed by People, this is an article by People, lists the office West is seeking as the presidency and his political party as BDY. Birthday. That is seemingly a reference to the birthday party, which West mentioned in his Forbes interview. The FEC form names an Andre Bodiford as treasurer of the committee, which is the official group that raises and spends money on behalf of West's candidacy. A message left at Bodiford's listed number was not returned. A spokeswoman for West did not respond to People's request for comment. An FEC spokesperson says West does not appear to have filed a statement of candidacy with them. However, under federal law, would make him a presidential candidate. So, I mean, he you know, I don't know. I mean, he clearly filed it somewhere, right? In Oklahoma and wherever else. He's planning on filing it. So, I don't know. We'll see.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think any of these are serious. I mean, 35,000 is nothing. This guy is mentally sick. He's ill. He needs help. I mean, we're spending 35. I mean, they spend 80K in a strip club in the night. They don't give a damn. So
oh, of course.
I think the 35K. I mean, and then now you have his advisor saying that he's out. I mean, obviously, first of all, the campaigns are usually all about PR for the most part, right? I mean, for some, your advisors say he's out, then he's still. It's like, you know, this guy is not well, man. I hope he gets the help he needs, but yeah, he's long gone.
Oh no, can we so we can just write him off as mental illness?
Yeah, I'm not even.
I mean, you know, his family said that they were, you know, concerned that he was going through, you know, one of his bipolar disorder episodes after the Forbes interview.
But I feel like they use his mental illness to weaponize against him sometimes, man.
I think so too.
I think they use it when it's convenient.
Yeah, they probably do. Do. I mean, the dude is not. He married into a family. I'm pretty sure his mom did not want him to marry into, because I'm not trying to get too spiritual, but I think they're all witches, that Kardashian family, because every dude they mess with outside of Rashad McCants has been like, well, even Rashad McCants.
I'm about to say, I don't know about Rashad.
All messed up. Rashad McCants out the NBA, despite I think he was averaging like 15, 13 a game or something like that. Was a beast at UNC. What's this dude's name? The dude that went to what the hell is this? The one in USC, Reggie Bush. This dude lost his Heisman. You know what I mean? Lamar Odom, look where he's at. I mean, that family, they suck the soul out of, you know, I know people are going to make jokes. They suck other things too, but let's just focus on, they suck the soul and the life out of men. I think Kanye West is being used up, man. That dude he needs help. And yeah, they'll use his mental illness. I just don't want to see Kanye West dressing up like a woman and, you know, going that route, man. That would really hurt my heart. But that dude I can't believe this dude. This dude made Late Registration. He made all those great albums, and now he's turned into like he's like a caricature of himself.
I mean, you know, when you have mental illnesses, those things progress. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, you know, you could have it and it's, you know, it's not there. And then as time goes on, they progress and they get worse and they get worse and they get worse. And I mean, you never know. I don't know if, you know, his family might be saying he's going through it. You know, sometimes, you know, people use it, like you said, people use mental illnesses to cover up stuff, right? So if someone made a legitimate mistake or legitimately said something, then they may say, well, he's having one of his bipolar disorder episodes, But when he first said it, his wife supported him.
Right. She retweeted it and everything.
Right? His wife supported him.
What did he say? But again, the Kardashians, they live off of fame, period.
It's publicity for them.
He said, they'll take advantage of it if it means more clicks or more, because they have a bunch of products like they have whatever, if it means more sales for them, and then go back. So that's what I'm saying. I just think like they're vultures, because what you said, Sim, you're 1,000% correct that mental illnesses can progress. But there are many people who have terrible mental illnesses, but because their family, gives them proper medication, helps string them along, they're that support system. Those mental illnesses, not that they go away, but the level of intensity or whatever is, it's a lot lower than what it would be, right? And I doubt that family is doing it. That family lives for that. They have a mother who will literally whore out her children's sex tapes so she could get bro. That's not that family is wicked, man. I know they're wicked to me. And I feel Kanye West right now. They probably I don't know if he didn't say it, but when he was saying that they take advantage, I really think they probably have times where they probably give him placebo pills and it's the real drug stuff, and they just allow him to act crazy, and they call up paparazzi like, yo, Kanye West is gonna be outside. This dude ran into a stop sign, Sim, and was mad to stop. I'm like, yo, come on. This dude, Kanye West's first album. Come on, Sim. This ain't. I ain't gonna accept this. This dude's a clone, so I don't care.
Hey, I'm with you, man. Hey, look, I understand, bro. It's like your childhood hero just went down.
So this dude came out in the midst of Dipset and 50 Cent and came out with a classic album.
Classic.
Look,
I'm not accepting this, son. No.
Hey, look, I still to this day, one of the graduation, one of my favorite albums, man. I live by I love that. It's one of my favorite joints, man.
My favorite song off the first album, I can't remember the first damn song. So won't you give your asshole? When I heard that and he was switching the beats, I said, nah, there's something's up with this dude, bro. And then when you find out he did what's a H was it H to the Izzo?
He
when I was supposed to go to DMX.
Yeah.
You just find out this dude's discography of production, nah, bro, this dude was blessed, man. And to see him turn into this bald-headed, fat, kind of just he's like a Marlon Brando of rap. It's just now he's just Marlon Brando when he first started out, pause for all the people, but a guy who was considered attractive in Hollywood, this pretty boy, blah blah. And he just started turning this flat blubber of and not caring about. I can't see now the presidential bid and all that stuff. And put like this, this is why I think it might also be for album, because think about this: if you put $35K down as a down payment, and that gets you a lot more views, even people who would not necessarily listen to you, people who want to gear towards your, because there are older people who just want to, I'm going to vote for blah, blah. They might see Kanye West and be like, well, he had the Make America Great Again hat. I'm gonna check him out. It might extend to those type of people. So $35K to get $100K or get more on that money.
Hey, just hypothetically think. Let's see. Speaking, say he really is running for president. Say he really is. Mm-hmm. Out of the three candidates, who would you vote for?
Who is Sim vote for? I want to hear who is Sim vote for?
Listen, in Maryland, we can do write-in ballots. We can do write-in ballots. You know what I'm saying? So we can write in who we want for president.
Oh man, that joint is
I might just do, I might write in Guillermo.
Hey, thank you. Oh no! I don't get murked. Do not write my name down.
Hey, he definitely gonna get murked. Yeah, Yeah,
I ain't trying to get murked. Just like the Dave Chappelle skit.
But check it. But
you better get a. They say he said, for insurance, get your Hispanic person to be your running mate. That's insurance for you, son. You might be all right, yeah.
Yeah, right. But what if, and of course it's all hypothetical, right? But what if, because and a lot of politicians do this, you have one presidential election where they say, yeah, I'm going to run, and maybe they do some paperwork, and it's a kind of a filling out process. Let's see what we got to do. How do we make this happen? What are the steps? And then after 4 years, they learn, they understand the steps. You get your feet wet, just getting that little bit of an experience to understand it, and then you go full-fledged in 2024. You see politicians do it on a local level, on a state level. You know what I'm saying? They put their name out there, get a feel for what people think about it, learn the process just a little bit, and it's all in preparation for the next campaign cycle.
Nah.
But that's if you watch and pay attention to politics, you see politicians do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? They put their name in, maybe they get on a ballot, you know what I'm saying, and then they pull out. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a getting your feet wet type of a process. Get your name out there as someone who's seriously considering it and those type of things. You know what I'm saying? It happens that way.
I think after Trump, I think they're going to make it, because I think Trump ran off the premise of, I'm going to push this to get my image out, right? I'm going to, get more money for whatever shows. And I don't think he was expecting to win, but people were so disgusted with the political system, and Hillary Clinton, she's, a part of that, that system of just, ugh, you know what I mean? And so I think now they're probably going to make sure that whichever candidate, at least the ones who believe they have a viable chance of winning, have been in that system to make sure, all right, we're not going to allow another stuff. Because think about it, Trump really won based off of people's disgust and truly the popular vote. You know what I mean? So I just think that Kanye West will not. They're not. People talk about The Rock before and all these other celebrities. I think they're gonna crunch down to that and put the so-called right faces that they want.
I think you know what's so funny about Trump winning, man? I think we're gonna do case studies on this, but probably years down the line or whatever. The way he won or whatever, because we know for a fact the popular vote went to Hillary, the majority vote went to Hillary or whatever for the kind of popularity. But he played the game, he played the system. He catered to that base, and that's how he won or whatever.
He catered to his base. He played the board.
Yeah, right. He played the board.
He played the board. You know what I'm saying? Not just unpopular, but he played the board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look.
But then he did it, and then he had market. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you, he had genius marketing.
Yeah.
Because think about if you think about Hillary's campaign, what was her slogan? Do you remember?
I don't even know what her slogan was.
But hey, look, Trump's slogan, though, right?
Yeah, listen, I knew it was over for Hillary when she was going around doing all these concerts. I was like, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
Because she did a concert with Jay-Z and Beyonce, and she did a rock concert. She did all this stuff.
She was pandering like a mother.
Yeah, and I was like, it's over. I was like, it's over, because when I seen that, I was like, she's painting herself in a picture of being an elitist, which, she already is. But now, she's putting it out there. Yep, I can get all these elite people. I'm going to show you that all these elite people support me so that you'll support me. And Trump went up and said, I don't need Jay-Z and Beyonce. And I still can get everybody to do this, that, and the other thing. And that hit home way more than having Jay-Z and Beyonce and whoever else she got support her. You know what I'm saying? It went over way better. And, that's... it was just wild. It was crazy.
And I think in Trump's mind, he was playing with house money anyway. He was like, if I lose, I'm good. If I win, I'm good. Either way, I'm good.
Exactly, I'm good. Right, because he wasn't expecting to be there. You know what I mean?
The look on his face when he won, he was like, shit, man.
Exactly, damn. Right.
No one wants to be president, though.
Yeah,
most people don't want to be.
He was, damn, I done got myself into it this time.
Exactly.
Take you to that secret room.
But they need to Do you know what the qualifications to be the president are?
It's sad. It's sad, bro. I should not feel like I'm more competent to be the president. I shouldn't feel that way. It's sad, bro. I shouldn't feel like I should be able to do that job.
Yo, listen.
Oh, by the way, Isaiah's asking to come in. If you
Oh, he's gonna come in and try to jump backwards now, and start talking about something else from an hour ago. I'll let him in. But look, the qualifications to be the president. 1, be a natural born citizen, a U.S. citizen from birth. That's number 1. Number 2,
I got that.
At least 35 years old. Number 3, a U.S. resident that permanently lives in the U.S. for at least 14 years. Those are the 3 qualifications to be the president of the United States.
Damn, we all qualify, son.
I mean, it's just on surface though, because I mean, the presidencies have been following bloodlines, and I mean, there are a lot of factions that make sure certain people get into place. So that's just to give you, so, you grow up as a kid. Yeah, man, I could be a president one day, and it's like, it's already planned out. Presidents are selected.
Of course, people are going to look at,
who
other
is it planned out by?
Federal Reserve, IMF.
So the Federal Reserve picked Trump.
Probably. The Federal Reserve has nothing to do. They're not
even the government. They're not even the government agency. It's a private agency.
Yeah, it's a private bank. So I mean, you get whoever you want into place who's going to follow the protocol. And Trump is not going to ruffle. Trump is not. Even when I talk about Trump talking about Andrew Jackson's Civil War, I mean, you're not talking about a guy like JFK who was talking about the invisible hand, and this guy was trying to basically take the mob out of power. And I mean, that age of that stuff is over. They know who they want to make sure is in power. And Trump, Hillary, to the Federal Reserve, when a crisis happens, print out fiat currency. You're not going to go back to the silver standard or gold standard. So either or, I think was probably fine with the Federal. I mean, it is what it is.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You talking about Nick Cannon?
Man, hell no.
Listen, I heard what you said. I ain't going backwards.
Hell no. Hell no.
He's gonna go sideways into something about nothing.
Hey, listen.
We talked about that man for an hour. We're done.
Watch. He's gonna talk about nothing.
Hey, Sam, I hear everything, man. I heard you talking junk.
Yeah, listen, okay. So what? So what's that mean? You heard it. All right.
Hey, look it. You only say this because if I was in Maryland right now, I would go to Maryland, man. I'm shutting all that junk down.
Yeah, all right. So you come in, you come in an hour late to want to talk about Nick Cannon.
Wait, hold on, because I've been knocking. You don't want to let a black king in.
Come on, man. You've been knocking for what? 5 minutes?
No, I was waiting for like half an hour.
Yeah, right. We know half an hour.
Gilmo, hold on, Gilmo. This is how you know I got proof. Gilmo, look at the group text. When did I text you?
He did text a while ago, and I put in the chat.
Yeah, man, you don't never. Yeah, look at the phone. Look at the phone.
It don't matter. It don't matter. We were still finished. We've been talking about Kanye for a half an hour. So
listen, he got my vote.
We've been talking about Kanye for a half an hour.
I'm gonna be his secretary of treasurer.
Well, damn, that whole thing is going down the tubes. You can't even read, so.
Yeah.
Hey,
you said the Secretary of Treasurer?
You see what I'm saying, Guillermo? The Secretary of Treasurer. What are you talking about?
Oh man, I'm leaving.
First of all, I can read. You said I can read. You just said I sound like I'm reading from like a prop. So don't even disrespect.
I mean, he said he was reading so and so and so and so. Looks like so and so and so and so. Then they walked over the hill. Hey kids, did you see what they look like? That's what you sound like.
Oh man!
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna burn down the house this time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Well, you probably want me to burn the house to get that insurance money.
There you go. Burn it down. Let me get that insurance money.
You on record now for saying it now.
Yeah. All right.
He's incriminated.
Yeah, big shout out to Brooklyn Honcho, man. He said peace and blessings. I see you for Snoop and DMX.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good battle. That's gonna be a good battle.
Snoop and
Actually, I'm not.
DMX.
Snoop.
It doesn't mix, but it's gonna be a good battle though.
It's gonna be entertaining.
Doggy style. What was the first album?
But you know why it doesn't mix, but that's kind of a good thing though, even though it doesn't mix, because it's almost like sweet and sour. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Hey man, I think this joint gonna be like the Jada Kiss and Fab joint, man.
No. Not
Snoop running out of songs. It's just the energy is different. Like Snoop is so laid back, man. And then I started.
Snoop could get into it. Snoop at least will like dance to the songs and act a little whatever. If he's the Jamaican lion Snoop or whichever Snoop. And then DMX, I'm scared because DMX, you don't know which DMX you're gonna get. You know, you don't want a DMX who's gonna my dogs and then start praying for like between every song and then like kind of lose weight. Like
But not DMX. But the thing though with DMX though, I mean. Isn't that what we want? We're going to get a little bit of the yo bitch, and then we're going to get him praying, and then we're going to get him.
Yeah, but you want him sane. You don't want a stream where people have to people might have to like cut him off because he's going crazy. You know, because remember if you saw the Drink Champs episode, he was high for something because he's like, yeah, like he's talking like that, and you just.
Wait, how long ago was that? Cause I think he got sober now.
It's probably like, he's sober now. I just hope he stays so, and I hope somebody's there to kind of. Temper him because he's very emotional. He's a very emotional guy. Snoop Dogg just, go through the, burn some incense, act like he's Jamaican or whatever the hell, whichever stage he does.
Here's what's going to be weird for me. If they're both in the same room.
Oh, that's going to be terrible.
I can't see that working. I can't see that working. Both the synergy, the energy is not going to be there. I can't see that working.
But both in the same room. I thought DMX lived in New York.
I thought he lived in like Arizona.
Yeah, I think Arizona or something, right?
I mean,
I thought he still lived out here.
Hey, Snoop can get on the jet, man. He can be in the same area if they do. Ain't nothing.
Arizona and California not that far apart.
I think they have to be in the same room because now Verzuz is, they're on Apple TV now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So they're on Apple TV, so you can watch it for free on Instagram. Well, it's free on Apple TV if you sign up for it or whatever. But you can watch it on Instagram. But if you want to watch it in HD, you watch it on Apple TV. Right? So I think they have to be in the same room. I don't know how that's going to work with them two in the same room. I don't know. Maybe they've been friends before, hung out together.
But
I don't know how it's going to work.
I'm not going to lie. Initially, I thought Snoop might get it. But then I started to go down DMX track list. I'm like, I don't know, man. DMX got some joints, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, man.
And then the energy that DMX be bringing, so I'm like, I might have to ride with DMX. Even though I'm a Snoop fan, but I might have to ride with DMX on this joint, man.
After Doggy Style and some of his collabs with Tupac, like America's Most Wanted or whatever, whichever.
It get a little sketchy, yeah.
It gets sketchy, bro. It gets hit or missy.
Yeah.
DMX has a good 3-4 albums.
But when it comes to Snoop Dogg, the good thing I think with him though is that he got hit and misses, but he got that longevity though.
Yeah, he got a lot of records.
He got a Christian album, man. Come on now.
What song you gonna play from that? You're not gonna play no songs.
You're not gonna play no song. I mean, when you look at, I'm looking at X right now. You got Rough Riders Anthem, Party Up, X Gonna Give It to You, Where the Hood At, Who We Be, Slipping, What's My Name, We Right Here, How's It Going Down, Get At Me, Dog.
That's not even think about the Murder Inc. joint.
The song with Cameron, the collab he did with Cameron, underrated.
I mean,
24. Is that 25 hours?
Pull it. Nah,
he went on that joint.
Pull it with Cameron. Oh, he's on 25 Hours to Live. He's on Money, Power, Respect.
Damn, he is on Money, Power, Respect.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Exactly. Yo,
I don't know, man.
I mean, I can. You
Jay-Z
talk about
song?
20 songs, right? And what I just named, I'm gonna name 20 songs.
Money, Cash, Hoes.
Rough Riders Anthem, Party Up.
You didn't even mention the song with Cisco.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What they want.
Yeah. I mean, X got 20 songs easy. I mean, too easy. And I'm talking about hit songs, too easy.
You don't have to bring the collaborations in. You don't have to bring in the collaborations. That's scary.
Nah, like
You know
you say,
what I'm
like I ain't even the joint with Ja Rule and Jay-Z. Yeah, man, that's tough, man.
Yo, I mean, yo, X got
yeah. X got so
Ain't No
X,
Sunshine when oh my gosh, he got X got mad songs, bro.
DMX was supposed to be the next it rapper, man. I don't think Snoop Dogg was ever. I don't think he was ever considered on the same level of being that it rapper with DMX. I thought he was.
When Doggy Style came out, he was that dude though. Come on,
But Doggy Style wasn't that still like kind of under the umbrella of Dre though?
Yeah,
like
fair enough.
Dre's not a rapper, but Dre was like that icon of the West versus DMX was. It was DMX and Jay-Z, and who was going to be the king of rap versus, you know what I mean, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, who was going to be the, representative of the. And Dre just has a production like you can't. Dre's production was just too much for Snoop Dogg to kind of.
When you go down a list of Snoop Dogg songs that.
Why you say like that, sir?
I mean, nah, dude. I did. No, I did it, bro. I did it because I was looking at the track list for both of them, right? And I was like, once I got past like maybe six or seven Snoop joints that I knew for sure bangers though.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, damn, I don't know,
That's
man.
what I'm saying. All right,
like Gin and Juice.
You got Gin and Juice.
Let's play all the Doggy Style.
Yeah, Doggy. That's what I said. Yeah, this is gonna be Doggy Style. The only song I like outside of that was the song he did with Exhibit.
Oh, Bitch Please.
Yeah, that's my song.
You got Drop It Like It's Hot.
Dre Day.
Dre Day.
I like.
What's the one with Pharrell?
Murder Was the Case.
Sexual Seduction song. That's a good song, man.
Yeah, you got Murder Was the Case.
Yeah, Murder Was the Case was classic. Yeah.
America's Most Wanted with Tupac.
America's Most Wanted with Pop.
Oh wait, is that Ain't Nothing But a Gangster Party?
Gangster Party, not America's Most Wanted. Gangster Party.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah, Gangster Party, nothing but Lottie Dottie got the Lottie Dottie joint. Nothing but a G thing.
But the Outsiders, or the East Siders. I like that song, the East Siders. I stay gangstered up.
Oh, the Dog Pound. New York.
New York. Yeah. New York.
That'd be gangster. That'd be giant gangster. You do New York. In front of DMX.
DMX might snuff him, yo.
DMX might steal him.
Yeah. I was gonna say, DMX ain't got a lot on you play, yo. Came through and crushed the buildings. Hell no, man.
Yeah, that 187 deep cover. Yeah.
Damn. I forgot about that one. Oh no, this might be an iron train.
All they gotta do is grab 20 each. I think I'm gonna try to do a video and break down 20 songs.
It depends on the placement too, though.
Yeah, we don't need his Snoop Lion songs we play in the beginning. Just get to
those not making the cut.
Yeah, no Martha Stewart collaborations. Just get to
he need to bring Martha Stewart. That'd be dope.
No, it won't.
If she the only real one that went to jail, came back and then snitched. She a real one.
She ain't full, son.
She went to jail for securities fraud. Like that, she went to a nice. They served her like graham cracker snacks.
Yeah, she went to summer camp.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying she went to a private resort.
She was in the same jail 6 hours.
She came out the head N-word in charge. She came out hard, yo.
You mean as a white woman? Yeah, sure. in her low security prison where they have snack time and knitting classes. Get that? Yeah.
She would have fucked you up in jail. you would have been
Martha Crusty Stewart. She would shake me with her knitting tools. Come on,
man. Martha ain't getting her hands dirty, man. She put her head out on you, son.
That's true. She will put her head. I gotta be careful, yo. She got.
Don't play with Martha, son.
My bad, Martha. She got them hitters, bro.
Big Jazz is in the building, man. What's going on, Jazz? What's up?
Hey, what's up, Sister Jazz?
What's going on, y'all?
Bro. Who said Nas' name 3 times? Big Freezy here.
Big Freezy here? Oh,
Jazz.
You know what happened when you say Nas' name.
Oh, Lord. Hey, Jazz. What did you want to say, Jazz?
Gamma, don't be petty. Gamma, the barbershop's opened up where y'all at. You don't want to cut it off. Why you cut it off?
Why are you coming at me, yo? This is.
I like it. It's cool. What's up,
Okay,
fellas?
Big Sean. Let him know, Big Sean.
Everybody, I'm giving y'all kudos where it's due. Who was talking about somebody gonna go back a whole hour? Sim said that Isaiah was gonna go back a whole hour. No, I'm gonna go back.
Oh, see, there we go.
Oh,
see, somebody's gonna go back.
Somebody was gonna go.
The Sun, Sim, and
I've been
Isaiah.
sitting and waiting and waiting. I have been waiting. Huh?
Son, Sim, and Isaiah. Damn.
Sim, keep the same energy. I want the same energy.
Yeah, but Isaiah, you kind of a buffoonish though, so you know.
This is 2020, Sim. You can't be out here not giving the same energy.
He's about to sleep too. What is this?
Listen. It's all good. I'm gonna be quick. I'll be quicker to the point. Y'all like to argue, conversate, and go back and forth and try to get y'all point across. See me, I'm a shooter, straight shooter. That's it.
Right.
That's what I'm gonna say. With the wilding out situation, I'm going that far back. With wilding out, y'all gotta realize. Remember when y'all didn't mention it? I don't think y'all not paying attention. Y'all remember when Chico Beans and them got kicked off? Y'all remember when they got kicked off and they did an interview at
I thought it was just Carlos.
Oh, John. Wait, I know what you're talking about. When they did that on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I thought it was just Carlos.
And what's his name? Darren Brand or something like that. Darren also got kicked off. Y'all gotta realize when they did an interview on a Breakfast Club, they said that Nick Cannon had an interview with them. Nick Cannon had nothing to do with why they got kicked off because get my names mixed up. They was targeting them. They was trying to get them off the show. They did the same thing to the Korean dude. Once they got some fresh comedy on the show, they got rid of all the old people. So here's what happened. Nick Cannon ain't got no say so. They ain't trying to do nothing but sweep that man. But as soon as they try to sweep that man, you think all them people not gonna follow him? You think all them people not gonna follow him off that show? They got their own platforms now. They don't need it. Wildin' Out became something fun for them, but they get treated. So y'all gotta watch some of their interviews. They get treated so bogus. They
get money. Well, no. I'm not issuing. No, I'm not issuing. But I know that like B Simone or whatever. Like you do have some of these internet comedians who definitely are using that platform.
Shout out to the 85 South show. It's my shit.
That's true. That's my show too.
I find it hard that someone who, like you said, like Carlos, they've been touring him. DC Young Fly, whatever his name.
After he got kicked off.
Right after they got kicked, so they're good. But some of these other people still trying to come up. If MTV comes out and say we're doing Wild Now and we're gonna have this new host, I think some of those lower, I don't say lower, but some of the internet comedians who just coming up, they might stay. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is where Nick Cannon, I think he messed up. Remember when he had the whole thing with Dancing with the Stars, whatever? Or that shit? Whatever that shit. I keep messing up.
Yeah, I know
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent. Yeah.
America's Got Talent, right?
What your favorite show is, nigga?
That's not my show.
Hey, did he just say the N-word?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
Hell no.
We gotta sign it to.
Hell yeah.
Hold on. I'm about to start bubbles and shit. Because I know a few people that say the N-word. I'm not going to say Simeon's name, but I know a few people that say the N-word.
I didn't say I didn't.
But this is where Nick Cannon, I think, messed up. When he had that show and the Wild 'N Out show, right? I think the best thing he should have done was to say, hey, because remember, he revived the show. Because remember, it got canceled for like a year, like way back in the day. He just should have came back to the drawing table and worked to get more equity in the show, to win back his brand and not ruffle the feathers yet. Once you get back the equity, the equity ownership, at least 50.1% of it, where you can take your brand, you can take that and you could go someplace else, then you can speak all that woke stuff. Then you can market it to other people, hopefully get some advertising stuff. But he went about because again, what Sim was saying was like, yo, yeah, you could be in a position where it shouldn't be where if you speak on one flat platform, you get fired. But all these guys are interconnected. All these big wigs, they're all friends. They all do business. They all like that. So they all looking out like, hey, if one person ruffles a feather, we're going to hire him. So that's where I think that Nick Cannon messed with a little bit. My bad. Back to you, Jazz. I just want to.
No, you good. That's it. That's all. I just feel like that they was trying to sweep him off the board anyway. And thing is, if they sweep him off the board, then on top of that, people are saying that Tyler Perry will pick it up. Yeah, if Tyler Perry has his own network. He has his own studio. They were already shooting out of Tyler Perry's studios.
Yeah, they were.
This past year already. But Tyler Perry only purchased BET Plus. He did not, I don't know if he has anything probably into BET, but either way it goes. Same company. Right, same company. Right. So it's like how y'all, the best thing this man can do is go to Revolt TV, but again, that comes with subscription. Niggas ain't trying to pay. Half of these people still got cable.
She said that word.
Sorry. Hey, I never said that I wasn't saying it. That was y'all.
Yeah, she's from Chicago.
I didn't say it.
Yeah,
that's a different breed.
I don't like this show no more.
Okay, Gamma, watch your mouth.
I mean, the show don't like you. You sitting there laying in bed. You can't even respect the show by sitting up. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
come on,
I'm not gonna lie to you. You gonna take me as I am tonight. Listen, I'm
hospital pillow cover.
That's how you is every week. Oh, let me shut up.
No, it's true. No, you're exactly right. He's always about to sleep.
Sister Jazz, don't do that.
The man's had a phone on the bed. The ceiling, it be on the ceiling. He be chilling, straight chilling.
Hey, what? This is what I said. I get paid the most. When you get paid the most, you can do what you want.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Hold on. Sim paying now? I didn't even know this. Hold on.
This is second
Off topic.
Isaiah gets paid in food. We just get that straight. He gets paid in food. That's it.
Wait, first of all, I dropped like 8 pounds, so don't do that to me.
Hey.
Okay, that's what's up.
That's what's up, man.
I ain't gonna say nothing, Patty. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Thank you. Try-Boro didn't clap, but it's all right. He hated it.
Okay.
I didn't clap either. I ain't clap either for the record.
Big dudes never want to clap.
Okay, so Jazz threw us off course. We're gonna get back on course.
My bad.
We was talking about Snoop, DMX. I guess that conversation is probably over though. But I wanted Try-Boro, just talk about some new music that's coming out.
Yeah, there's Lucky Day, the R&B singer Lucky Day. He just dropped a new single with producer K Tronada. It's called Look Easy. I like it. It's real melodic, real R&B.
Cool.
Wait, sorry, who
you have
releases?
Shay Noah and Apollo
Lucky
Brown
Day.
just dropped a new album called As God Intended. I think it's one of the best albums of the year. Gouda from Young Money, he dropped a new video and single based on what's going on in society now with Black Lives Matter. It's called It Ain't Okay, and that the video is on Little Wayne's YouTube channel, so you can check that out. You got Stu Bangers from Jedi Mind Trick. He dropped he has a new album coming out with a new MC called Know Where the Flood. It's called Respectfully. It's dropping on Friday. And you got Big Crit. He dropped a short film called Crit Is Here. He's celebrating the 1 year anniversary of his last album, Crit Is Here. And it's like a 5-minute short film on his YouTube channel.
You say Crit Is Here? That's the name?
Yeah,
Crit Is Here?
Crit Is Here.
My God, Big
I'm
Crit.
gonna check that out. Yeah, I like Big Crit.
I heard Benny the Butcher doing a joint with DJ Drama.
Yeah. I seen something about that on Instagram. I didn't check the whole thing. But, I didn't check out the whole post, but I did see something about that on Instagram. You know what I mean? Let me see. Benny the Butcher dropped a little single just 2 weeks ago? Got the name of it.
Yeah, I think so. Man, but what's Griselda? Them dudes drop albums like it's nothing though, bro.
Dropping.
Crazy.
Hey man, shout out to Westside Gun, man. That was a great album, by the way.
And the last joint just came out.
Yeah, Westside Gun. That joint was great, yo. You got
that Jose Canseco's tough, bro.
Michael Urban.
Bro knows what I'm talking about. Jose Canseco's tough, bro.
I was so excited he had my man Stove God Cooks on there, man. I love that dude.
Stove God. Oh. Did Try-Boro point out?
Well, that came out in June though. That came out in June. I'm just talking about.
It doesn't matter. It don't matter. Can you just please talk about that album and who's it produced by?
A album called Reasonable Doubt, produced all by Rock Marcy. It's a classic album, in my opinion. I think we definitely need to talk about that and put some respect on his name. So check it out.
Thank you.
That's all. Gamble just wanted to hear Rock Marcy's name.
Just put respect on his name, Sim. Y'all stop, man. Stop.
Listen, for anybody who is new to the channel, he has a man crush on Rock Marciano.
Whoa, hey.
man. Yeah,
Let's go Rock Marciano to get his respect.
If I may, it is embarrassing to hear Guillermo talk about Rock Marciano.
Bro, you talking about Nas like, are you
It makes grown men feel uncomfortable. I'm just saying the way he talk about Rock Marciano make grown men feel uncomfortable.
You talking about Nas makes grown men feel like what?
Hey, first of all, his name is Sir Nas. First of all, it's Sir Nas. You need to,
Sir Nas. Yeah, I call Rock Marciano Marciano. He calls him Sir Nas.
I wasn't saying it in that way, Guillermo.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't saying it in that way.
Sim.
Just saying,
I know
you
trick
got a man crush on the guy.
I mean,
I'm sure you got your camera situated in a way so we can't see all the Rock Marciano posters and all that stuff. I get it.
Hey, Guillermo, just to let you know, that restraining order from Rock Marciano is still good for 3 years. So you can't get close to this dude for another 3 years. I'm just saying.
Wait, you said what?
This restraining order that dude had to get for you is good for another 3 years. Because I'm telling you, the way you talk about this dude is very, very strange.
You talk about Nas. You literally come on the show saying, Nasir Jones? Like, bro, I like Rock Marciano, but if he makes a bad song, it's like, all right, it's a bad song. I was joking because.
But Nas don't make bad music, though. So, I mean.
That's not true, Freezy. I'm a Nas fan. That's not true. He's made some bad music.
He's made bad albums.
Man,
he's made some bad music, man.
Every artist
that's a great song.
Every artist has made some bad music. He's made some bad, but I like that song, Edo. I
like that song too.
I like that song.
That is a Nigerian staple. I don't know why Nigerians like
everybody got on Nas for that song. I thought the song was dope.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck though. That joint is a party joint though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
do people from DC like Nas like that?
I mean,
I just like music.
I mean, let me see. When I first moved down here, I mean, it was 90s? I moved down here in 2000. Not right after, but I Am was his last release when I came down here, I think. I don't know. I don't know. It was I Am, and then Nostradamus came out. 2001. And I mean, they was banging I Am.
Okay.
It was banging I Am, and the joint
by that time,
Genuine was all over the radio. But of course, Genuine is from here.
Yeah, but that time he was mainstream by then.
Yeah.
Genuine is from. Matter of fact, Genuine lives. Well, used to live close to where me and E live.
Yeah, I see that. I see that band in the mall, man.
You got money, Sam. Just shut up and say you got money.
You know, I mean, you could go into McDonald's and he might be in McDonald's. As a matter of fact, he got is it called Eternal Trends? I don't know. Maybe it's Eternal Trends. He owns Eternal Trends or something like that. I don't know what he's doing nowadays.
Sam, you know. I hate when you do this. He might do it. He might be there. You said you talked to Genuine. You was in one of the music videos.
Why would I talk to Genuine?
We know you talking to Genuine.
He's Genuine. I mean, Sim won't talk to Genuine, but Sim is definitely connected, bro. He's.
I figured it out, man. I figured it out. Sims with the Illuminati, man.
Definitely. I agree. 1,000%, bro.
I figured it out, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
But Freezy, I'll tell you this. What about this? Nasty Nas is to Esco to Escobar. Now be Nostradamus. You gonna tell me that was a good song?
That's a terrible song. Terrible video. He was throwing around the chair.
That joint was terrible, bro.
It's not one of my favorites, man. But just like any list, there's some that rise to the top, and that one didn't. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't. Even though
Jay-Z made Sunshine.
Wait, Jazz, we never asked Jazz this. Jazz, Big Freezy said that Lauryn Hill Nicki Minaj was better than Lauryn Hill. As a woman, can you please eviscerate
Nicki Minaj?
Here go them prisonology terms again.
Eviscerate? No, come on, man. Eviscerate's not even that's a video game term, man.
Can you please pontificate the evisceration of Lauryn Hill and Nicki Minaj, please?
So why was his reason or why he said
he
that?
He doesn't have a reason. Just
well, you know what?
Lyrically? Lyrically, is that what you're saying? No.
Oof, keep going.
Lyrically, it's not. Is what else? What is it? What is it? Why?
So check this out.
Who made y'all want to compare them two together?
Big Freezy said Lauryn Hill is overrated, and only because she has one out. Yes, I'm putting Big Freezy because he always brings a stupid topic up when we're about to end the show, and you were not here for those episodes. So now you gonna bring it up when we get ready to end the show.
Yup, I'm a traitor. So I went an hour back. This man has went past 24 hours, past 72 hours back, and that's okay.
He went back like 4 episodes. But
yeah,
Freezy was
personally
gonna,
for me, that's definitely no comparison. Lauryn Hill and Nicki Minaj.
So here's the reasoning behind it, right? So it's not about the quality of work, but it's about the quantity of work. You can't. Listen. So the point was Lauryn Hill is a top 5 rapper of all time, right? And I said, no, I'm not going to stand here.
No, that's just my opinion. Nobody else in here, put her there. Guillermo just said, I won't argue with you, but that was just my opinion.
She's definitely in the top 15 though. Top 10, top 15.
Top 10
of all time.
I mean, for me,
are y'all forgetting about Queen Latifah? And are we forgetting about MC Light? Are they on y'all?
Listen, I'm not forgetting about them. I'm not forgetting about them.
MC Light was better than Lauryn Hill.
Thank you.
Yeah, Freezy did. I'm not forgetting about them.
Y'all saying
hold on. Look at Jazz's face. She don't necessarily agree with that. She don't agree with that.
MC Light being better than Lauryn
Hill. I saw your face.
I don't agree with that. Queen Latifah is better than MC Light, for one.
I don't know about that.
Queen Latifah.
Are y'all serious?
I got Queen Latifah over MC Light.
She's top 3.
Nah, man, y'all crazy. Y'all tripping, dog.
MC Light?
I got Queen Latifah too, I think.
Yeah, I got Queen Latifah.
Queen is in the top 5, period.
Hold on, you just talking about women or just all time rappers all together?
No, it started with top 5 all time. Period.
So
everybody.
Here for me, right? Because I'm a huge Lauryn Hill fan. She is in my top 5 all time. That's for me.
That's facts.
Okay, I got Lauryn Hill in my top 5. Freezy was like, how you got her in your top 5 and she's not better than MC Light? I was like, I think she's better than MC Light.
I think
if you did not know, it's on the Queen album. Okay, let's do that. On the Queen album, Nicki Minaj's latest album, she says the same lyrics in at least 5 of her songs. The same lyrics. Because I argue, I don't know, I'm not homo or anything, but I have a lot of male homosexuals and they love Nicki Minaj. And they be, just for the barbs, I guess, whatever.
Right.
I do listen to her. I am a fan, but she is nowhere near of all time better than Lauryn Hill. And when it comes to old school and new school, I promise you, Nicki Minaj barely get into my top 5.
All I'm asking is that you write your own stuff.
She definitely does.
No, she don't.
No, okay, some of her stuff she don't.
Surprise has writing credit on her album. Surprise has writing credit on Lauryn Hill's solo album.
You say Lauryn Hill don't write all? I mean, if you
Clef got writing credit on the journey.
What's wrong with getting somebody to write for you?
Big Freezy, don't open this door because there's a lot of rappers that don't write their own lyrics.
Yeah, I mean,
shout out to Kanye.
Shout out to Drake.
But look, if you go to, if you go to your greatest rappers, Nas, Biggie, Jay, all of them, if you look at their album credits, there's other people that got writing credits on the album. Maybe they helped them with a verse, maybe they helped them on the hook.
Usually that Sim on a hook is usually just like you get a writing credit if you literally just say one part of a hook. If you say, "Yo, you should put a
right,"
get a writing credit.
You get a writing credit.
Remember when Dead Prez when they're talking about with Nas and Dead Prez was like, "No, we know Nas. He does not get no help on his writing." So it must have been someone saying something on a title on a. They try to say he had a ghostwriter, but yeah, he don't. Most of those guys, it's just.
But the thing is, though, I mean, like you just said, Guillermo, if he get credit for anything, that means how far do we know that Lauryn Hill got help for writing her music?
Well, what's the name said it? Who's a musician? Glasper. He said that he did say, I think that Lauryn Hill, I think he did say on a few songs, like she didn't come up with the melodies or something like that. Like she didn't write.
I mean, Wyclef used to write for her too. So what?
Right. Yeah. Right. But again, it takes a team to make a hit. It takes a team to make a hit. It's not going to be just that one.
But I don't disagree with that. So y'all missing out on my point. I don't disagree with that. But what I'm saying is if we're talking about top 5 rappers of all time, then we're listing the top 5 people or the 5 best people to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? And so we respect the fact that these people would do it on their own. Just like I said, I think I told a story about Biggie doing Warning, right? On his first album, everything was R&B sample, Diddy down joints, even they struggle, except they put Warning on. They wake Biggie up out of his sleep. He go watch his face, step in the booth, and he spit a joint freestyle. Warning is freestyle, right? But my point to it is while Warning is not a commercial success, right? It's a critical success for those of us that like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? This dude literally got in the booth and spit what was on his mind, and it came out to be classic stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we give him extra credit for that.
It's great because of quality, right? It's great because of quality.
No, what I'm saying is I'm relating this to Lauryn Hill. The fact that Lauryn Hill made great music, you know what I'm saying? She sung great songs that were relevant at the time and probably still today. You know what I'm saying? She had a great technique and all that stuff, but she had help writing lyrics.
But everybody. So with all of that all time, if you're gonna put Nicki up there with them.
No. I didn't put Nicki up there. I didn't put Nicki up there.
Okay. Because I was about to say, what Lil' Kim at in all of that? If that's
Big Freezy. So tell me this: without Diddy, would Biggie be Biggie? Without Diddy telling him, "Yo, you need to do you can't do all the hardcore stuff. You got to do R&B stuff." Because he was going to be a battle rapper and just keep battling and doing it like that and doing all the gun bars and heavy stuff. Diddy told him, "Yo, you got to do stuff for the ladies. You got to do the R&B."
Right.
So you can't just say Biggie did it by himself, because without Diddy, Biggie wouldn't be. You wouldn't even.
I didn't say that, Isaiah. I said for this one particular song, Biggie heard the beat, washed his face because he was sleeping, got in the booth, and spit his one joint.
He's talking about natural talent.
I'm talking about natural talent.
The only thing I'll say to this, and I'll partially agree with you on this, because I just thought about this, and I would never give this dude credit for being a GOAT, whatever. If that's the case, then I have to agree with you, because I would never give credit to Drake. I would never put Drake as one of the, because I think he's trash. I think he has a bunch of writers.
Do you think Beyonce trash?
I think he's no. But it goes to another point I have. The reason why I give Lauryn credit, because she also sang, and I think that singers are allowed to have people write for them, because their main talent, like hip hop was born from you having creativity and you bringing it out, right? Like you're the main proprietor, whatever, to create whatever, you bring it out. Versus singers were like, all right, we'll write some stuff down for you, but you hit the octaves and all that stuff. So I'll give it to Lauryn Hill. Why she's one to go, because she could rap, even though it wasn't her raps, but she could sing her A off, and she could hit. She's like a jack of all trades at a high level. But I have to agree with Freezy. If you want to say in the rap world, if she's better than Queen Latifah or even MC Lyte, if they're writing their own stuff, I have to lean and give them a little bit more credit. Even though I think that Lauryn Hill's style, when she was rapping with the Fugees, that style I think could kill them. But as a pure MC, I got to give it to him.
But my question is,
I can't let that slide. He just said, you just said Drake is just trash.
Drake
I understand. Hey, no. I understand you say you don't like him, but he's not trash though, right?
No, he's trash. If you got 80 writers, no. Because if you got 80 writers and you have a factory of people that you use up to make your music, you're trash. You're not a real artist, bro. And he goes over to whoever's hot at the time and does a song with them, because he can't have his own lane. That's why you got to rap with the Migos, rap like the Migos.
Nah, you can't make it that far and be trash, bro.
Yes, you can.
Nah,
yes, you can.
Nah.
You got a lot of investors pushing this stuff. Look how far Millie got before they sound messed up.
Hey, look. At some point, it's going to show, bro. At some point, my man did a 2-year run.
In the latest project he just did, it didn't do no numbers. They told him he could have kept that shit. It did show.
Yeah, it was a bunch of throwaway joints.
What's the TikTok dance he did? This dude is grasping for straws, bro. He is a media creation.
He's about to be on Conway's album.
He's gonna rap just like Conway.
Album.
He's gonna rap just like Conway. I put money. He's Morph. He's Morph from he's a Mystique from the X-Men. Just steals whatever you're doing, uses it, and then dips out.
I want to go back for a second to what Isaiah was saying, though, right? Because, we're talking about Lauryn Hill and, and I don't think that everybody, like all of her songs somebody else wrote for her. Obviously, she had some songs that were just, remakes. And really, though, when you look back, it was really early in her career, though, that people were writing for her. You know what I'm saying? Early when she was with the Fugees. I think when she got into the miseducational Lauryn Hill, remember, Wyclef and them, they wasn't rocking with her like that because they was upset that she was doing, there was just a lot of strife going on. But when you look at what Isaiah said about Biggie, without Diddy, there's no Juicy. Biggie didn't even want to touch it. He didn't want to touch Juicy. Right. So without Diddy crafting that bad boy sound around Biggie may not have rose to be the person that we know him to be today. He may have been just an underground battle rapper and maybe not even ever mentioned as one of the greatest because Diddy really did craft the sound around him because Biggie had no idea about any of that. He's just the rapper.
He was a bar fanatic.
Exactly.
That's how he was.
So about the production of it, he had no idea about any of that stuff. That was all Diddy, putting the right music around him and being able to, and then making his music really, really marketable. Now, of course, Biggie's voice, his lyrical skill, his rhyme skill and everything, it all just meshed together beautifully. But without Diddy, he might just be, he might have got with someone who didn't know how to craft that sound. And so
he might be AZ. But Freezy was
to me it is though. I mean, to me it's the same because if Biggie
even if you're not writing the stuff,
if
Biggie didn't write his stuff though.
I know, I get it, right? I get it. He didn't write his stuff. But he still crafted his sound. And of course, every artist is going to have a producer around him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But without Diddy, we probably don't have the same Biggie, and he's not mentioned in this conversation.
Right. I can understand where you're coming from. So Diddy created the shiny suit era. That I joke with Charles Barrow on Discord about the shiny suit era. That Diddy created for Biggie, right? But the joint he had come out before that, Party and BS, or the Who's the Man soundtrack, was a really great song, right? But it was not commercially accepted. So to Sam's point, understand that you have to take those classics that we used to rock with back in. It's the proven hit formula. Everybody did it from the first hit rap song you heard from the Sugar Hill Gang. You know what I'm saying? To now, it's all take that R&B smooth, proven formula, number one hit, and rap on it. And it'll be a hit.
It's like a cheat code almost. It's a familiar sound. It automatically going to grab you.
Right. Take a song that was already a hit and rap on it. Rap on the instrumental, basically.
Yeah.
But you just pretty much just said Kanye's career. Kanye's how Kanye started. But I just want to say two things. I'm really proud that Sim agrees with me, and I'm proud. I'm just so curious of how is Jazz from Chicago, but she got a country accent.
Oh my gosh, Isaiah!
This is entirely
sideways, bro.
Isaiah, you gotta go read.
Doing?
What you mean?
You gotta go read, Isaiah. Please, just go read. That's all. Just go read. Okay, search up the Black Migration. Just go Google it and read it. Just Google it and read it.
I'm going to bed, y'all. Good night.
No, you're not.
No. Just Google it and read it.
Yo, your sheets are mad. Yo.
Shut up! Don't talk about my sheets.
Yeah, get the dingy sheets out the can.
Hey, and so if I can clarify, so my disdain or the perceived disdain for Lauryn Hill is not real. So I do have a level of disdain for Big Daddy Kane, right? For Lauryn Hill, I don't.
We gotta talk about Daddy Kane right now. Come on, man. We've been talking about this. We've been talking about this for a year.
Lauryn Hill is in my top 5 female rappers, right? But not in my top 5 rappers overall. You know what I'm saying? Not in my top 5 rappers overall. I just gotta specify that.
All right, let me get to a phone call here. Call you live on the front stoop. What's poppin'?
Hey, what's up, man? I think as far as greatest of all time, I think it begins and ends with Rakim. I think Rakim changed the face of hip hop. You can literally track how hip hop was prior to him and after Rakim. So I think if you're starting a list, you have to begin with Rakim.
And mine does, yeah. Rakim is my guy. Nas is my favorite rapper, but Rakim is the god MC for me. So.
Definitely. All right, man.
All right, appreciate you, man.
Rakim is what's Rakim is what's the boxer name, man? He's Rocky Marciano, son. Every time somebody want to bring up Rakim, yeah, come on, son. Rocky Marciano, come on, man. He's Rocky Marciano, man.
I mean, everybody came from. I mean, the greatest rappers. I mean, Nas. You could probably argue Coogee Rap. Maybe in a style sense, I guess, but no, maybe not, because Coogee Rap and Rakim basically kind of birthed Nas. But yeah, Rakim, if you want to put Rakim up there, man, he is a god MC, man. He is.
And it's also the whole aura around Rakim too. You know what I'm saying? Like he has this aura around him that's like untouchable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, pure, untouchable. Right. I mean, you never hear anybody talk bad about Rakim.
Now he really is the god MC though.
He never cursed in a song. What was the song he had with the one where they dressed up in the video where they dressed up like 1970s, like mobsters?
Follow the leader.
Yeah.
That doesn't have one curse in it. Like, and it's like, yo, bro, like follow the leader. That's
the ghetto. He made a rap song about the ghetto and had no aggression in it.
Oh, all right. Ghetto, yeah.
I was just listening to that joint today too.
Right.
Rakim is a go, man.
So the thing I love Coogee Rap. I just can't say that he created that lane because I heard this dude Just Ice and I heard Schoolie D right before him.
He didn't. No, right. He didn't. But his style though, I don't know. It's not that.
What I'm gonna say is I agree, but I think I agree with you, but I just think he took that Just Ice Schoolie D style and took it, in a Stella versus those dudes in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
See that? You see how you get people try to get some clout.
Wow, what happened?
People try to get some clout. My man Marco Polo Vision, F Rakim. Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on, man. See that? Trying to get some. Come on, man.
Marco Polo Vision, F Rakim. But you sitting there, you bragging about songs you had with this guy and this guy, this legend, but you gonna say F Rakim?
Yeah, that's
you wouldn't say that to his face though.
If somebody called him a part-time troll.
Ain't this the same dude that was sipping tea? Ain't this the same dude?
Yeah, that's him. You better be careful. He's gonna be in the chat on Friday when we do this underground radio.
Oh, nice.
Be careful, Isaiah.
You see him with the Hawaiian shirts and all that. Come on, bro.
I love
Wait, who's his favorite rapper besides himself?
Who? Marco Polo
Vision. Who's this besides himself? Because he's probably saying himself.
Marco.
Exactly.
All right. Well, look, I'm about to get up out of here. But anything that we want to bring up before we get out of here?
Kanye president.
Oh,
well, that's a Chicago native, so
don't swear. I'm not team Kanye for president, but I just want to say that to make y'all mad. It's all good. Done.
I will bring this up though.
He might be the best candidate for real.
You got Biden. At this point, everybody's woke, so they'll vote for him because they'll think that it's the best thing to do at the moment.
Man, Biden don't even know what year it is, man.
Yo, Biden.
Yo, that's the truth.
Uncle Joe.
That's
hey,
true.
Tim, can I plug something?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Hey, so I recently started this channel, Chop It Up TV, and I would really appreciate it, man, if I can get some of y'all to come on and have conversations kind of like this and talking about other topics like, you know, political activism, how to communicate with your loved ones, how to break bad news and to people, how do you know if you're in a bad relationship, whether it's a loving relationship or not. So I have a couple of videos up, man, and I wanted to extend the invitation to everybody because generally when we off camera, like when Sim ends the shows, we have these really deep conversations, and I hate that the public misses it, but we have to because it's not on the topic that Sim had going. So if you can, just go to the channel and check out the videos, man, and hit me up when you're ready to talk about a certain thing. And then, you know, that way I can grow this thing because I want to spread like conversations about other stuff, like, you know, how to dress for success and things like that. So, hey, thanks for allowing me to do that too, Sam.
Is it literally Chop It Up TV and it's like a dude with like braids?
No, it's Chop It Up, and you should see I don't have an avatar for it yet, so you should see a green C by it.
Just chop it up.
Yeah, chop it up, and basically down here that means having a conversation about certain stuff. So
yeah, I think you might have to put the link because I'm looking at one Chop It Up with like two deuces, like a dude throwing up a deuce sign.
Braids, yeah.
Yeah, or if you're using if it's just go into the chat and just type something in the chat, and people should be able to click on your name and then take you to your page.
So wait, so Big Freezy. So it's basically a better show than the front stoop, is what you're saying.
No. Isaiah, stop playing.
It's okay.
Didn't he allow you to stay at his house too, bro? Damn.
Isaiah, stop playing yourself. You embarrassing your family. First of all, Sim knows how I feel about him because I came on Nothing But Nicks when my brother was in the hospital dying, and I used to be in a carport in the total dark coming on Sim's show talking about Tank for R.J. Barrett. And Sim allowed me to come on the show and just vent with him when I was going through a bad time. You know what I'm saying? And the whole time I've known this dude, which is like 3 or 4 years, this dude ain't nothing but been the absolute truth. You know what I'm saying? And then you gonna play us with something like that. I asked my man. Look, I asked my man because just like he helped you and Guillermo, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying the producer.
This didn't help me. Jesus helped me, sir.
Look at this dude.
Humble thyself is what the word says.
Right.
Humble.
And the other thing too, and the other thing is I go to y'all's channels, man. Like I saw Jazz do a video about putting makeup on. I was like, yo, this video is dope. You know what I'm saying? I watched Guillermo's video. I was like, yo, I want to do something like this so that, you know, I can continue the conversation about things in a different way. It's not that I'm better than some because I know I'm not. I just want to do something different. And my man always is helpful to everybody. You know what I'm saying? So why
don't worry about it. You ain't got to defend yourself.
I think I got a YouTube channel.
Wait,
got a YouTube channel.
I got a Nick channel. You wanna subscribe to and check it out?
Hey, can I say this though, Sim? Can I say this though, Sim?
No, before you used to open your big mouth and mess up the flow, let me tell y'all something. If y'all watched my video the other day that was posted on the front stoop the other day.
Can we turn the volume down?
No, that's right there. Everybody was talking about something. Why she so loud? Why she so loud?
But I liked it, and I was even talking
video. I seen someone say that. I was like, what they talking about?
I've gotten that plenty. Like I had a dude.
Yeah, read comments
off my page. I like to in tune with the people. I like to vibe with the people. Who is you?
I'm real.
You that's the Diddy that you can't mingle with your people?
No, it ain't that.
Right.
It ain't that. Like, look, it's all good.
Okay.
It ain't so Diddy. I'm just lazy as fuck. That's all it is.
I like to mingle with my people, and I need to know what the people saying. But no, I definitely want to thank, and I literally want to give kudos to Sim, definitely for giving me the platform, Front Stoop.
Oh my God,
that was really dope. I love it. You're so mad because you can't humble yourself. Humble thyself.
Well,
no, seriously. Salute to everyone. I hope you guys have a good night. We're ending the show, so Isaiah can't say.
Well, hey, before we get out of here, Sim. Cut
Oh, go ahead, E.
Hey, now, Sim, cut the check, though, son. That's all I need to know.
Let it go.
Well, Isaiah, when are you making your first cooking video? Isaiah, when are you making your first cooking video?
Oh, well, man, Sam, I gotta talk to you about that because you're supposed to send me the video.
But you didn't want Sam help at first before.
Right? Exactly.
When Freeze was talking, Freeze said, he helped you. God help me. God help me.
You're a beautiful black woman.
Yeah. Jesus got you.
Oh, got him.
Yeah, man.
Jesus got you.
All I wanted to say tonight is that I'm proud of you, brother.
Oh, man. It's not able to be nice.
Yeah.
You're a brother.
Sam, I wanted to say this, though. I'm proud of you because you actually have 2 successful YouTube channels, which is hard to do.
Facts.
So I am proud of you for MBK. And listen, I remember when you made the Front Stoop and we had 23 people live.
Right.
23 people live. It was me, Guillermo, and 23 subs.
Hey, Freezy and Tony Crow.
I used to watch the YouTube channels, man.
Right.
See how you get 1 million views, even though we all know what happened. Well, got you 1 million. We got you 1 million views, man. I don't care. YouTube need to send you that plaque when you get 1 million views. They need to send you that plaque.
Yo, hey, I'm just trying, man. I'm just trying. You know, we talk about black people having their own platforms. That's what it's all about.
Right.
That's it. That's it. That's what it's all about. We can get on here. We can say what we want. Don't have to worry about,
and control our narrative.
That's it.
Right.
That's what it's all about right there.
Man.
Yo, I'm going to get up out of here. We did have one question before we went. Ace of Spades asked what you guys thought about the T.I.'s Crime Stopper video.
That shit was over.
Hey, Sim, I'm going to say this, man. This man had assault rifles and only got 10 months. God bless him.
Right.
Federal charges, 98% conviction rate, and you get off.
He got assault rifles and only got 10 months. God bless him.
And all he had to do was a Crime Stopper video.
Yo, but
I was hoping Sim was going to talk about what's this idiot DJ Academics getting canceled. That would have went into the whole.
He was going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion and.
Bring it up. Let's do it.
Did she really get shot? She got shot for real?
No, she did get shot, but it was intentional for somebody else did aim a bullet, but it went through her leg or something like that. It didn't hit her. Like it grazed basically. It didn't hit her.
Oh,
so she got grazed.
Yeah, she good. She got grazed. But can I say one thing? This is what happened. Y'all realize, let me be clear. Tory Lanez and Megan kick it all the time. They like best friends. They kick it all through quarantine. But when they kick it with them, the Jenner girl, that Kardashian girl, when all of a sudden they get pulled over. Tory get up, you know what I'm saying? Tory got a gun charge and Megan gets shot after you done kick it with one of them Kardashians and they never kick it with one.
Is that what I said? That family is.
They are cursed. They are cursed.
Oh, here y'all go.
I told you. I said it. That family is a witch coven. They will suck whatever good energy, and they will use it for themselves.
Y'all never mess with a Haitian woman, then.
I mess with a Haitian man.
Man, they just threw Haitian women.
I mess with a Haitian man.
It's just Isaiah, man. It's just
I was talking about
Next. That's it. That's all I have to say. That Megan Thee Stallion and Tory, I really feel like Megan needs to stay away from Shorty. Like for real, I don't care. No new friends.
Wait, which one was
she's with Jay-Z now, and they're gonna force her to be around those people, man. She wants to instead of Megan Thee Stallion building up her brand on her own and building up from there. She wants to, and she doesn't have any albums. She only has mixtapes. Right. She gets on Rock Nation, they might put on a back burner. And once that Megan, because think about it, when you're independent, or she wasn't fully independent, but she had more control over her image and stuff. These people who didn't sign her, these major labels, they don't know what the hell they're doing. You do. Why would you? And you don't look. You're not selling albums anymore. You're doing streams and concerts, right? You're basically. You know what's crazy about this era that I think that is so beneficial, and I wish some of the great rappers that we talk about from the past had this era. They can control their own destiny. They don't need these old school traditional platforms like the BETs or radios. They don't need that anymore. Megan Thee Stallion got big without a major. Yep. Why would you run to a major now to be with who? To do one song with Beyonce and have all your other songs put on the back burner when the new Megan Thee Stallion comes out?
They got her out that deal. I don't care how nobody put it. They got her out that deal, so now she owed them. But at the end of the day, she tied to them.
She got to hang out with the Kardashians.
Hey man, speaking of people with no album, man, y'all ever heard of Ty Dolla $ign album?
First of all, don't talk about Ty.
Collaborations.
Yeah, collaborations, son. I ain't never heard of Ty Dolla. Oh no, he got me. Oh no, he's got mixtapes, right?
But I never heard Ty Dolla. But he's a producer though.
Yes, he's a producer.
He's a beast. Don't get it twisted. He's a beast. But I just never heard the album. I just never heard the album.
Fix it. Fix your statements.
I'm just saying. I just never heard the album, man. He got mad singles with collabs.
That's true. He got mad collaborations, though.
He got one with Jadakiss.
On that new album? No, don't. Let's not talk about that album.
That album was dope.
No. Don't say anything. Freezy's doing this on purpose. Just ignore him. He didn't say anything. Let's just move on. Don't ignore him because he wants to have a 5-hour conversation why Ignatius is the top 5 album of all time. Ignore Big Freezy. He's trolling.
Man.
Did y'all see his face when he said that? He had a smirk on his face because he knows he's not serious. Ignatius was not a good album, Freezy. Stop.
Man, Ignatius was a good. And then plus to say that people don't have an opinion. Come on, Trump.
This guy's face.
Trump, you can't tell people that they can't have an opinion, Trump. This is crazy.
Okay, Freezy. Name me 5 good songs of Ignatius. He can't do it.
I ain't gonna do it because I don't make other people's point. I make my point. If your point was good, you can make it by yourself.
You better have your points when you have your show. When you put something to your show, if you want us to come on, I'll argue about this for 3 hours straight. And you better have them points, bro, because you like to do this. You say, yo, this dude is mad nice. I'm all right, name me one line from a hot song. But I ain't going to make your point for you. Like, you can't be doing that, man.
Who you talking about? Drake? Drake said, do I ever come up for discussion over double pump lattes and low-fat muffins?
How do you know a Drake song? But when I ask you for references to others, Drake?
Because you should make your own points. If your point is good, you wouldn't need reinforcement.
Hey, people be faking though, but look, people be talking the trash, but every dude got a little Drake in them, man. You know. You have all been in Marvin's room one time, brother. You've all said it. You all been in Marvin's room, dog.
I can't. Hold on. Big Freeze, how can you like Drake, but you sit here and talk about West Side Gun's voice, but Drake literally sits there and serenades even on a song with other men. Like, bro, come on, bro. You say West Side Gun sounds like a girl because he does do, but you gonna say Drake is manly? Come on, bro.
No, that's not what I said. I never even told you that I like Drake. I just quoted the Drake lyric. That's what I'm saying.
Do you like Drake? Do you like that?
I think he all right. I mean, I'm not looking to buy his stuff.
Dang, y'all be carrying my man. I ain't even a Drake fan like that, but god damn, y'all be killing my man Drake.
I don't like this West Side Gun slander, bro. Help you.
Yeah. I just don't. So the thing about West Side Gun, man, is when you have lyricists on a single, and I know it's a bunch of them on the album. So you got Benny and you got Rock doing a song with West Side Gun. You hear these two dudes rap, and then a cartoon character come on and rap with them. And so you like, yo, what is this? This is like a song Big Daddy Kane and Coogee rap, and then you put Biz Markie on it to close.
Listen. I mean, my thing, I'm not too worried about him, being on there with Conway and Benny. I just don't like him.
Right.
I just don't like him. I feel like he's whining on the track. Every track is the same tempo. That's me. That's me.
Triborough, help me out, Triborough, man.
I feel like he's whining on the track. every track is the same tempo. You know, lyrics, you know, okay, you know, okay every once in a while. You know, every rapper don't have to be in the pocket,
Hey,
but
look, is
barely ever in the
Westside-
pocket. I can't stand his voice. I cringe when I listen to him.
Right. He doesn't like those boisterous
just being for
character
real.
type of rappers.
I'm just being for real with
rappers.
what I hear. I'm just
So
being
is
for real with
Westside
what I hear.
Gun-
I don't like him.
Is Westside Gun Cam 2.0?
What? Yo,
Cam is better than him for me.
Yes, Cam is better. Wait, so you don't like Cam either?
I'm not a fan, but he can rap. I'm not a fan of his, but he can rap. He is better than Westside Gun to me.
Sim don't like rappers who are like braggadocio, like boisterous, like ultra colorful, like.
It don't have nothing to do with that. Everything that I don't like about him is his rap style.
Yeah, right.
Everything I just don't like is rap style. I do not think he is an MC.
He has his own lane. Like you have to listen to him from like the very beginning, from Hall and Nash, to understand where he's at now in his career.
No, I understand his career, and I love his career. Listen, anyone who buys his music, I don't hate on anybody who likes him. It's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't like his voice.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like his voice. You know, I hear his voice, I'm like, the cadence is the same on every track. Like, I feel like I'm listening to the same damn song for 11 tracks, just a different beat. You know, Jose Canseco.
So basically saying, hey, look.
First of all, he didn't say Jose Canseco like that.
No, I'm just saying.
These little darts.
You know, I don't, you know.
So you say
he does have songs that, yeah, all right, I'll give you that, but he's just such a character, and then the production is always so, not always, but it's just, I like
the production is great.
Oh,
yeah, the production is great. The production is great. I think the production and the music behind him is great. Like almost like no other. He has a great ear for it. Really.
Yeah.
He has a great ear for the music behind it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just tell him like, yo, throw me a whole, just send me your album. Just send me all the instrumentals. I just rock to the instrumentals.
Hey, look. Hey, if you got any Griselda fans, Griselda fans are like, they're real stands though, man.
Did we have one? I think so. Didn't someone call in like insulting all of us that one time?
Probably.
It was on a Friday. I think he was like, y'all hating on Griselda. It was a dude who was stuttering, Sim. You remember this dude? He called in because he was talking mad trash in the chat, and he was like, y'all don't understand.
Yeah. That's what everybody says. When anybody says, I ain't talking about you, Chop, bro. But any other, you know, people say, if you say you don't like Westside, well, you just don't understand them. You don't understand what he's talking about. I'm like, the hell are you talking about? I've been listening to this stuff since probably before you was born. What you mean I don't understand him? I know what he is.
Right.
You know,
it's combination of Cam and Ghostface Killers, huh?
I mean, but yo,
he's not as lyrically talented as Ghostface Killer, but in terms of the rap persona, he's trying to take like this larger than life type of like caricature, you know, of whatever drug rap, whatever. Him and Ghostface is lyrically superior to him in all aspects. Yes. But coming out with the gold, like I could literally see Westside Gun if they were in the same era. Westside Gun and Ghostface doing collaborations because they're both like just out of like wacky characters. One dude comes out with a big iron eagle, whatever, on his arm, and the freaking robe. Westside Gun comes with the stupid furs and a whole bunch of masks. You know, like they are.
I would definitely listen to a Ghostface and Westside Gun album.
Yes, see, and that's what I'm saying. Westside is a character. It's like watching a cartoon that you know is not. It's like watching like a cheesy anime. Like you know this is not X-Men. This is not Spider-Man. But it's interesting. It's just fun to watch.
But why won't we say he's a cartoon character? People get offended.
I said that. I've been said that. But I appreciate what he does. But you know what I also do? Like Sim said, he does so much other stuff. Like he knows that rapping isn't his. He's not going to be considered one of the greatest rappers.
You don't even like
what
rapping.
He does is he has these albums that put on a bunch of other really good rappers, a bunch of other good producers, and he makes like a storybook of an album of just. Even though Sim be saying it sounds all the same. I thought Pray for Paris in terms of his construction, I thought it was dope. You have a dude tap dancing on the coke. Like, come on. When was the last time you heard a tap dance on a rap album?
That was dope. That song was dope.
Come on, man.
That song was dope.
I was surprised he came up with the last album so close, though, man, because the Parents joint just came out.
I think he had some songs because the song that the song he does, I can't remember the damn song, but it has the Tim Maya sample. That's an old song, so he recycled and he put somebody at the end of the song. So some of these songs might be recycled, but I definitely know that song's recycled. But again, these guys, they record. I think they just record so much, and because a lot of these productions with like Derringer, and Derringer's like one of their main producers, so they probably just had a bunch of songs they could just pull out the ass or just pull out from their catalog and just.
But when I bring up other artists that may not be from that area, like Roddy Ricch and G Herbo, I get totally dissed and knocked down for bringing up other dudes.
Diss or knock you down?
You know what I'm saying? Like, to me,
Roddy Ricch,
if you listen to
his songs, you even like.
Man, come on, man.
Hey, I'm a Roddy Ricch fan, man.
G Herbo doesn't even rap on the beat. Like, hold on. Not sure he raps on a beat. The beats aren't great. So it's like, I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, am I supposed to be listening to this guy's good or because I'm scared they might come to, like, if I go to Chicago, they're going to kill me. Like, I just feel like a lot of people get to Chicago rap because a lot of Chicago rappers, they're not that good. Those
like Common. You mean like Common?
No. I mean, no. I meant Chicago rappers up today. No.
You did
say Twister. Common, Twister, those guys are legends. No. I'm talking about the rappers now that are talking about. And then the back, with an AK. I don't know how these guys get these machine guns. Machine gun in the house and they're jumping. The braids and like, come on, dog. That's not G Herbo. So we defend West Side Gun for 17 minutes, and G Herbo, who sounds a little similar but is different, he gets knocked down. G Herbo does not sound like any of those dudes, bro.
Man, are you serious? Do you listen to G Herbo, dog?
Yes. G Herbo.
Okay.
Somebody can't rap on the beat.
So West Side Gun can rap on the beat.
He can rap.
Yes,
on
he
the
can.
beat.
Yes,
he can
Go
rap.
listen
on
to
the beat.
Is it Eurostep?
He can rap on the beat. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of songs where he can be in the pocket, but he chooses not to.
Right.
Yeah,
that's like Currency, man. I'm a Currency fan. Currency tends to do that too. But I look, Currency do no wrong but me. So I'm sorry.
Listen, I wish you would have talked about some. I know you got to go. I'm not gonna keep on, but I wish you would have talked about the DJ Academics thing because he got canceled too.
Yeah, I mean,
he represents that new paradigm of using the internet,
right?
Because he really got big from Twitch. Right. Let's be honest. He was making.
He got kicked off of Twitch, didn't he?
Permanently, yeah.
Yeah, he got kicked off.
What did he do though? What did he say?
Because he stupidly because he was talking about when Freddie Gibbs talked about Jeezy. He was like, if Jeezy's irrelevant, because Freddie Gibbs called Jeezy irrelevant. He said, if Jeezy's irrelevant, then then Freddie Gibbs is irrelevant. Because, and people were like, nah. And then they were having a war on Twitter. But then this is where he messed up. I don't know how she got involved, but Chrissy Teigen of John Legend's wife, he came on. They had some people. She said something, and then DJ Academics was basically calling her, a B. Calling her a B, you're a B, you need to check your white, blah, blah. So he went overboard. And
hey, but you know what Act problem is? Act ass be getting drunk on that damn Twitch shit too. Yep. And that's what he fucked up at, man. He be getting punished on there, man. He be literally passing out on the Twitch though, from being just drinking too much.
He let it go to his head, man, because he was making money, man. Think about he's not even really a DJ, and he made his money from purely internet, no backing, no nothing, internet, and he got that big, and he was also getting checked by rappers too.
Somebody said Chris Johnson said he didn't get kicked off permanently. I got to check.
They say he got kicked off permanently. Yeah, I saw he got kicked off Twitch permanently. Like it's probably
not his first time. It's not his first time.
They say he's gonna be on Friday, so I guess he's gonna be on Friday. I guess so.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I know he's gonna be on Complex, but.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm gonna be looking in the comments. West Side Gun. When everybody, somebody says something about him, I'm gonna get an FU. I'm gonna get a big FU in the comments and whatever. Anytime I see somebody talk about it, he'll comment right back to that person and say whatever. He told somebody, get on the stage and lick. I was like, damn. Calm down. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, who said this?
West Side Gun to somebody. I was like, nah, I respect what he does. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here, man, and be back on Friday. I'll probably have a couple videos between now and then, but I'll be back on Friday with Underground Radio and listen to some music. See what's going on. Any last words anybody want to throw out there before we get off?
Salute.
Salute to the chat.
Right, hey, now appreciate you having me on, man. Hey, Sam, no doubt, cut the check one more time, brother.
I got you. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. I will catch y'all Friday. Friday I'll be on 9 p.m. with Underground Radio, and in between then we'll have some videos drop. So be peaceful, take care of yourself, and don't let that coronavirus or the bubonic plague get you. I'm out of here. Nah, I don't know what his joint froze.